Welcome to Chapter 12 of A Dark Future Rising, and this is a Heroes and Hardships campaign, a power level 3 superheroes game. And with me tonight is Walter Peck as War Eagle, Raz as Zen, Slip as Vitae, and the Prankster as Behemoth. And we are getting close to the end of what I would call Season 1, which is basically the main meta plots that we've went through in the previous episodes. We won't be quitting completely at any point, I don't believe, even if we slow down a bit in between the main plots of the game a bit, but we'll still have games, a couple games a month is what I'm hoping, at the very least. We're probably a few games off from that starting, so I would say if you wanted to consider this session anything special, it would be part one of the finale, so of everything that has been happening so far. Just to kind of go over what the important things for these two groups, starting with with Zen and Behemoth. Last time, Caius and Zen had been alerted to some mob violence in the city, and when one of the quote-unquote gifted had been persecuted by these folks, and Zen, with his calming effect on others, had talked them down and found out that one of them was a very dangerous individual with superpowers himself, Father Bob, and he was given over to the agency, who took him away. Later on, Behemoth in tow, there was a meeting with the agency with TK Masters, who is their contact. And some things had gone, they had gone through some things about the missiles that had attacked them from a plane that had flown by, of Russian make. There's a couple other things that was learned, but after everything was said, TK Masters seemed a bit worried from some of the things that Caius and Zen personally brought up about being watched and who was in charge of all this that was happening to them. And he met the three off screen, if you will, away from the agency, in the sewers. And there they had discussed perhaps being a little quiet about their activities and finding a safe house, but a safe house that was livable. And this safe house ended up being a place that Rocco, aka Behemoth, had worked on some time ago, which the funding ran out, and this mansion in Beverly Hills was never finished. So then Behemoth, Zen, and Caius had begun to restore it. At some point, Caius had been given a manila envelope with some information about a prison. It was for his eyes, and he went to investigate it in Hawaii. So he has been gone since and has not returned quite yet, and it's been a couple days. Switching over to the other group, which has been the last two sessions, here we have Vitae and War Eagle, who are newly back from the East Coast after driving a Lamborghini all the way with Wraith, after saving War Eagle from the clutches of a eccentric old man named Thurston Hughes in a basement laboratory very similar to the one that they had found Amplify and others in the warehouse that they had liberated, which is going to be a topic of this session. They had returned, and War Eagle and Vitae had returned to her house, and while Wraith has been on the lookout for any signs of Thurston, Shinobi, or even Dustin. And and so he is not currently with War Eagle or Vitae as well. So, getting, I think that's the synopsis so far, the high points, and we'll get into the roleplay now, starting with Zen and Behemoth at the mansion that Rocco is restoring. Let me get a different music going. All right. So, it has been several days since you've seen Caius. You aren't necessarily worried, I don't think. But he's been gone towards, he said, Hawaii somewhere, and leaving you here. Why don't you give me kind of a synopsis of what you've been doing the last couple days at this, at your new quote-unquote home?
So Rocco has been, his family is here, and that's part of the reason that they came here. I believe at the end of last session, Zen volunteered to help teleport them here. Because of Rocco's growth from the experiment that was done on him, he is having difficulty adapting to it. It seems like everything he wants to use just no longer works anymore, including power drills or hand tools. They're all just small, can't get his finger on the trigger the right way, and all these manner of things. So he's visibly frustrated working with what he has. But he sees an opportunity when his family comes, and when he finally kind of shifts his thinking to where he has been kind of treating them almost like his workers, if he's the foreman at a construction site, just talking to all of them. All right, this is how you hold a drill, right? All right, and so when you do it, you want to push right behind it to make certain that it's all working out really good, right? And hey, you over there, when you're putting up that drywall, you need to work together, right? And I'll do what I can, but I just don't want to bust through things. And so he's just been kind of busy as a bee working with his family to do what he can to help restore this place.
Zen enjoys projects like these, having grown up in a monastery where he was responsible for, part of building out the monastery, especially the gardens. So he's been his own enigmatic self, giving sort of vague riddles and answers and phrases that sound very, Zen codish to even the children. But he is also, whenever Behemoth is teaching anything, he's right there as well. Unless Rocco made it clear that it's just, children teaching time, then fair enough, he stays away. He does his own tending to the koi pond or, something like that. But otherwise, he's very happy to learn how to use a power drill and all that kind of stuff, and does that without abandon. Does not mind at all getting dirty or wet or muddied or getting his finger pinched anywhere or something like that. He's just all in it.
Oh yeah, and Rocco is totally about it. Another person to help and another person to teach. He feels like there's not a ton that he could do except pass on what he knows about construction and hold up heavy things.
Yeah, you'll find that from time to time if either you get really frustrated or there's some sort of like tension in the air, Zen somehow manages to diffuse it in a way that shows whoever got angry that maybe that it wasn't such a big deal to begin with. And so he's sort of what you would expect, the stereotypical old wise monk who offers extra perspective when there isn't one, maybe.
And that probably is happening a lot because Rocco's still getting used to his transformation. I think
his wife has some choice words for him as well for the change of scenery and all that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah. I mean, they're probably bickering.
So he'll help where he can, or he will make food, for example, or dinners prep for the whole family so that the family can be out in the garden, play, or just have some fun time. He's pretty pretty ceaseless in what he does. So he's very mindful, right? He will make time to also just sit and watch the birds or watch the trees sway, but when he puts his mind to something, Zen has significant focus.
Yeah,
I
and
think
the two of you, with the help of Rocco's family, have, done a lot of work on this place. Some of it's patchwork because, you're mostly using with materials that Rocco has access to, that which might not be as nice as what this place was intended to be. So some rooms
Mhm.
look very chic, and the other rooms look kind of normalish. Um, the work is good for the most part. Sometimes the kids mess up, or whatever, but it's more or less passable for sure. What did you have to say there, Prankster?
Oh, my apologies.
No, you're fine.
Earlier, I was just going to say maybe in the evenings after people are taking a rest from the day, Rocco is probably trying to find a moment to himself as well. Just as he's reconciling with all these new changes to his body, and not just to his body, but I mean, he was kicked out of his home. And so Zen might even see him visibly frustrated out in the garden. He'd used to take out the frustration on a punching bag or something like that as a boxer, but he really doesn't have that option anymore, just being this giant stone behemoth.
Sure. Over this time, you haven't really heard from anyone. You haven't heard from TK Masters. He was happy to inform you that he would make contact. I'm assuming that I'm kind of gonna make an assumption that everybody has burner phones now, just for the safety of contact. If that's not true, please let me know. Um, what I'm trying to avoid is everyone, worried about using their phone 24/7, right? I'm not gonna, trick you or whatever like that. So, that being said, having a burner phone, uh, Zen, you actually, you get a feeling of someone. Well, let me see how this would happen. You said you had a Twitter account, right? You get a DM from someone named Sadie,
I know
and
Sadie.
it says essentially, I have set up the meet. Um, and she gives you the it's a nice observatory in town, and she says that the meet is at 4 p.m. a day from now, whatever that is,
Okay.
with Dr. Vitae, who knows something about Amplify and what happened to him, and may know more, she says.
Okay. Um, Zen will type back, very conscious about what he's typing. THX. He learned that. And then, obviously no capitalization because you want to be hip. And then he'll walk and find Behemoth and sort of just show him quietly, show him the phone message, let him read that. And then he's okay with awkward silence. He just looks at Behemoth.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Oh, no problem. So Zen walks up in the room, just in his robes, with his phone, and holds a phone in front of his Behemoth's face. And there's a message from someone called Sadie, or at least Zen knows it's from Sadie. And it says to meet the next day at the observatory at 4 p.m.
Well, does that number look familiar?
Yes.
Do you trust that person?
Enough to meet. I know Dr. Vitae.
Hmm. Well, I'm going to be honest. I'd appreciate a chance just to get out of here and walk the
Actually,
streets.
Raz, I don't think you would recognize her from the name.
Ah, okay. Then I did not say that.
Hmm.
No, he'll say, I've not met Dr. Vitae, but meeting new supers could be interesting.
It could be helpful. Well, I mean, with your ability to calm people down and my ability to smash them, we should be good one way or the other.
Would.
Yeah, I say let's do it. Plus, I can stretch my legs.
Course. Let's be ready at 3.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay.
Honey! And he runs off to talk to his wife about it.
Zen puts the phone essentially into the sleeve of the other arm. It just disappears in there, and then just stands there with a content smile, watching Rocco walk off. More like stomp off.
Yeah.
Before you stow away your phone, Sadie
Mhm.
does leave one last bit of communication, and it essentially says, "Be careful. Like you said, I don't know what the hell's going on right now. After this, I'm going underground for a long time." And no matter what you respond with, she does not reply.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He will reply back. If no light can be found, you should be the light for yourself. And then puts the phone away and watches Rocco talk to his family.
All right, let's switch scenes real quick. A very different scene here at a very modest home on the rough side of town sits Dr. Vitae and War Eagle. You've been back for maybe a couple hours, enough to get some rest. When Dr. Vitae, you also get a similar communication via text about the meeting at the observatory at 4 p.m. the next day. Sadie had reached out to you that the meet was happening, but without the specifics, and now she sent the specifics. She also follows with a simple, "Be careful, and I'm not going to be around after this. I'm going dark." And she also will not respond to any further correspondence. And you guys can give me kind of a synopsis how the drive back was, what you talked about, what it's kind of like now, and that sort of thing. Go ahead.
I think the ride back was exhausting for everyone. The Lamborghini was not particularly comfortable or spacious. And War Eagle was baffled by everything. I'm sure he just peppered them with questions the whole ride, and so just mentally exhausting. What do you think?
The ride back was uncomfortable both mentally and physically for War Eagle. First, there was 3 people in a 2-person Lamborghini, so the bulk of the ride until Wraith went on his way was spent with Dr. Vitae on War Eagle's lap, which made him visibly uncomfortable, as that is not something someone from the 40s would find proper in the company of others. But the questions did come at a fairly rapid pace. Everything from when Wraith said the Soviets had lost the Cold War to asking about what had happened in the last 50-odd years. Some answers put a smile on his face, but a lot of the things more culturally related gave him a scowl. Finally, once they reached her home, he was able to change into some more clothes fitting for someone like him, ditching the pants he had acquired at the mansion. And now he sat after some rest, just kind of, absorbing or coming over the shock of what had happened to him.
Yeah, the moment they stepped into our home, Madison's been visibly nervous. She looks around this humble house. It's dated and extremely well-used furnishings, the slightly crooked blinds. She usually keeps things fairly immaculately clean, but she keeps picking things up and dusting them and rearranging them and glancing back at War Eagle, and just part of her is extremely self-conscious, knowing that she's just wondering what he expects, like, the house to look like, and knowing that this probably doesn't live up to Better Homes and Gardens from the 1950s. But eventually she shows him to the guest room and leaves Wraith to further work on these drives after he's gotten some rest. And the next day, when she gets this message, she shows War Eagle. I'm supposed to meet someone today.
What are you meeting them about?
Well, they might be allies of a sort. Other people who have been, who knew this Sadie woman. She sort of got me involved in all of this again, but I think people who oppose Dr. Dream and the ones who want to capture the people with extraordinary abilities and to change them against their will. Sadie says that these people know things that we should share information.
Do you think you can trust this Sadie? Has she been truthful in the past? Do you believe what she has to say?
She hasn't been entirely straightforward, but I trust her motivations. There's something else I need to tell you, and you might want to sit down for this.
War Eagle kind of finds a seat and sits down in what looks like a recliner of some kind.
Yes, do you... okay, I'm trying to think. Orson Welles. There's an alien. He is a shapeshifter, and by alien I mean someone not of this world. And he is somehow behind this effort. I would not have believed it, but I've met him. And he has extraordinary abilities, and it's now that I've attracted his attention, I do feel that I need allies.
War Eagle kind of processes that information and remains quiet for a few moments before, he's seen quite a few unusual things in this time, but everything was man-made. But the mention of aliens does make him a little skeptical, but he finally, you brought me out of a deep freeze, and I owe you a great deal. I don't really have anywhere to go, to be honest. All my friends are long dead, and to be honest, I'm not quite sure how you still look like you did 70 years ago. But if you need allies, you can count me as one.
She kind of looks down at her hands. She has a little smile on her face, but she's trying not to show it. She looks back up and says, I always thought you would be a friend. You know, back then, your visits were part of what kept me going. You were the only person who ever treated me, well, like a person.
How else should someone have treated you?
Her jaw clenches and her face gets hard, and she says, you weren't there much, but they treated me worse than a dog, worse than a pet. I was just a tool. She shakes her head, but we don't need to revisit that. There was one time when, after telling me about the world outside, things you had seen, you leaned down and you whispered that you would get me out of there someday. I believe that you meant it. I just couldn't wait that long.
War Eagle's jaw kind of gets, bites down on his teeth as he remembers that his memory is still kind of patchy from being under for so long. And he goes, I do remember that, and I'm sorry that I wasn't able to fulfill that promise. But now that you're out, I will be sure that no harm comes to you. I only ask is one question. Is that why you press the button on Hammer and Sickle's stasis pods?
She nods, and she says, to some that might seem like a mistake. I'm sure that if they're as bad as you say, they will cause some harm. But people have to be free to act, and then they can suffer the consequences for those actions. When people are robbed of that one thing we've all been born with, our free will. And she shakes her head. There is no fate worse.
I understand. I'm not happy about it, to be honest. I don't think you realize what they had done over the years after the war and during Korea, but I will help you with your alien if you promise to help me with those two.
Should they do with their second chance what you seem to believe they will, then yes. It will be my duty. As I have freed them, they are now my responsibility.
War Eagle kind of stands up and outstretches his hand for her to shake it and goes, well then, we have a deal.
She holds out her hand and takes his, and almost as if she's not used to a whole lot of physical contact with people, but after a moment she grips it and gives it a firm shake.
Then let us go meet this Sadie.
It's not Sadie. Actually, it's someone named Zen and Caius. But, yes, I'm going to get ready and then we'll go.
Sounds good. And of course, War Eagle, being from the 40s, was ready to go at 6 a.m. He's already in his button-up, long-sleeve collared shirt tucked into his pants with a belt, of course. So he looks like he's ready to go to his blue-collar job, but he lets Madison get ready or do whatever she needs to as he kind of sits back and looks at the home. staring at what he has been told is a TV.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting decor that I'm not sure he would recognize, like some things with a very Latino flair that came with the house.
Do you want to try to do some housekeeping and try to heal your wound?
Oh, sure.
83.
Okay. I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna cast to increase my empathy. I want to do it again, which means that's spamming. So how's that handled?
So what happens is it acts as if your focus is one less. So just roll it the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Shape.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really need a macro for that. Just the shape is fine. Did that not go through?
I didn't see it.
Okay, let me try again. Okay, so that's the first roll.
Okay,
So
that's
that
fine.
should raise it by 2.
So your focus is essentially 2 now.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Now if you did it again, your focus would be 1. So
Yep. No, I'm just going to keep it at that and see
Okay.
if that works.
So
I'm not going to risk blowing up the neighborhood.
Yeah. I have moved your empathy up by 4, so you can go
Okay.
ahead and roll your essence now.
Still not good enough. Jeez, what's going on there?
Terrible roll.
Yeah, another thing, War Eagle, that you notice is that Madison has, like when she came out of the tank, I guess the liquid had partially washed it off, but her white blouse is just stained pink on a slash that goes down the center. And though she tries to keep it covered up, you've noticed that she has a terrible wound in the center of her chest that you can tell, like the sides are reaching toward each other. The tissue is trying to regenerate actively. You might catch a peek of that, but she winces frequently.
War Eagle would wait for an appropriate moment and kind of ask her, "Are you okay, ma'am?"
She nods. It'll be fine eventually.
Are you sure? It looks like it's been bothering you since we left the mansion.
If I can't do anything about it, then no one can, so she just kind of shrugs. It will be fine. It will just take some time. That one with the sword did it.
I'd been thinking I would have ripped his head off when I had the chance, but I believe I just choked him unconscious in haste when we were leaving.
I think that's probably best. If that one shows up again, well, I do believe in second chances. Third chances, she shakes her head. And I guess we get ready.
Okay.
We've popped some tags at a thrift store, gotten War Eagle some.
He finds a fedora sitting in Dr. Vitae's
No,
closet.
he does not. I think that's Raids. He's more emo.
He would wear a hoodie or a hat. Okay.
Yes, he awkwardly puts the hoodie on backwards.
All right. Let me actually start you over here. The day and time comes, and both groups get ready and head to this observatory in the middle of town. It's a fairly famous place with lots of civilians around. Probably one of the reasons why Sadie picked this time of day, so any violence would be kept to a minimum if it would happen to break out. Neither of you see each other as you get there. You don't get there at the exact time. Behemoth, you get a lot of very, very, very strange looks as you approach and enter the observatory. You find yourself having to duck as you walk inside. You know that from the texts and DMs, which I probably didn't mention before, is the actual spot would be the what are they called? Planetarium, where you can look at a replica of the stars from inside. It takes you both groups a few minutes to get situated and go inside. As War Eagle and Dr. Vitae do, they realize there's a lot of people coming out as people see Behemoth and just leave immediately. And but the two of you see this as a sign of who it might be. Vitae, you recognize Zen right away.
Actually, I don't think I would.
You don't
We
think you
talked
would?
about this. He's old now. I knew him when he was young, but he would recognize me.
Gotcha. Okay, you see an old man and a giant stone figure. Zen, when they walk in, I'm sure you're trying to be as perceptive as possible as far as who you see and what you feel. And you see the two of them walk in. You don't recognize the other figure, the man. And I'll let you guys go ahead and roleplay as long as you want. So let me know. I know there's going to be probably some mind reading, so people who...
Yeah, I'd immediately probably connect with both of them. Just
Well,
to see what they've done.
What's the range on your mind reading?
50 feet.
Okay, so yeah, Madison walks in and you would probably recognize her immediately.
Mhm.
And she's looking quite nervous.
Zen never looks nervous. He just stands there like a happy monk.
So if you actually do mind reading, you're going to have to tell me how long you spend reading and what you're looking for, because she's lived 75 years. There's no sum up. And
Yes,
it's also
power-
probably very
power is
surprising
limit
that
as
she looks
defined
the
by the
same.
system. Yeah. The power itself, I bought maximum levels on it, so it reads everything down to your subconscious. So even if you're repulsed by something, but you're not entirely sure that you are, I would know.
Okay,
However,
does
it goes
she
7 days back.
know?
No, you don't know that you're being mind read.
Okay, and it goes 7 days back?
It goes up to 7 days back as per the rules. So I would
Okay.
know things you've done, things you've known, people you've met as that 7 days back. I would essentially pick up, for example, that you were accosted and woke up in a tank. But again, I also think that for gameplay reasons, I'm not sure that he could pick up in 2 seconds 7 days worth of experiences. I
think
it seems odd. He's not a robot or a
flashes.
computer. Yeah, I think what he mostly is using mind read for currently with people is get a gauge of how they feel currently, right? Like what their surface thoughts, their feelings, and then he will do sort of a preliminary search to see if they are who they are and if they're evil people. That's usually what he's trying to
Okay.
figure out. Like, have they murdered someone in the last seven days?
Yes.
Or
yes, she definitely has.
watch them die of cancer. But stuff like that, right? It's not. He's not trying to be invasive in
Right.
his mind. He's a I'm one with everything and everyone. So why shouldn't I know what you know?
You get a confusing, she was extremely traumatized.
Mm.
It brings back the worst things that have ever happened to her. So I think it's probably a little traumatic for you to get a peek at it. Because what you're getting is a blur of images and feelings that feel like rage and humiliation and shame and extreme fear. I mean, you know that she's recently been through something
Recent trauma.
horrible,
Mhm.
horrible. And you probably get a flash of her killing that guy, but
Mm.
it doesn't feel like this, wah, like evil person murdering. It feels like the trauma of a victim confronting their victimizer, basically.
Mhm.
For War Eagle, the surface
Is there
thoughts.
even 7 days?
Yeah,
no.
exactly. For
There's
War
2
Eagle,
days.
the surface thoughts you get are one of like someone on edge, kind of
Yeah.
anger, like just feelings of anger and confusion, and then one of alertness. And as you dig deeper, as they walk in, you pretty much find that it's nothing but blackness after those surface thoughts. You can see the image of him choking unconscious what looks like a ninja as he and then punching a doctor in the leg. But that's about it.
Walter, what do you think about this idea? What if the confusing thing is it is 7 days in in the character's perception, meaning
Oh,
there might be 4 days from the 1950s.
I was considering that. I was
could be
going with
hilarious.
actual time, yeah, because if you did, it'd be even weirder and more confusing.
Because
for
in
you,
your
but-
characters, right? Your
Honestly,
character's
this could be
different.
very interesting because War Eagle doesn't really remember what happened to him, and Zen might know
Oh yeah.
because you subconsciously might know, right? But you don't have a conscious memory of it. So let's keep that in the
It's
back.
fun for role playing.
Yeah. Let's just kind of because I don't really know what happened either yet. So maybe Zen knows, but we won't talk about it right now unless it comes
Great.
up.
Yeah, I'd love for Zen to be a lever that Walter can pull if he wants to enrich in the character's past.
Yeah, I can tell him after the game. I can just PM him some stuff immediately before going
Sure.
dark. So
Anyway, you'll probably Zen will be standing up, and he looks just like on the picture, right? Like an old wise man who's spent many hours in the sun, working, out in the gardens, and just the happy, very welcoming smile. And then next to him is a big rock guy. How big is Behemoth now?
Behemoth is about 8 feet tall.
Oh my god!
He's huge.
Yeah. Isn't that like in relation to what I would know? Is that like a Hulk
foot
to Thor? Like
that's a
sort
foot
of?
taller than Shaquille O'Neal. Do you know Shaquille O'Neal?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
He's
is that-
he's
is that-
pretty
is that
much
Hulk's height?
exactly like the Thing. I don't know if he would be quite as big as the Hulk, but pretty big.
A thing? Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Very imposing.
So yeah, I picture as Behemoth and Zen are walking into the planetarium. He gives a look at Zen and says, Zen, you're scaring away all the customers. I think you need to really try and deal with this whole thing you got going on here. Gives him a
Zen-
wry smile.
Zen looks over and quietly says, should have put on more deodorant.
There you go. Well, I'm going to use this to my advantage, at least get something good out of it. And he walks over to wherever they're serving food. Maybe it's just like a sandwich shop or coffee or something. I picture a very scared person behind the
Well, there's no one in this planetarium, is there?
No, everybody got
Oh.
out when they saw Behemoth come in.
Oh,
Like,
so
you-
even
you have
even all
disturbing
the
of-
people who work there?
Oh yeah,
Ah,
yeah. You have disturbing
Food would
appearance.
be outside of the planetarium also.
Yeah. There's people outside in the.
It became
Okay.
self-serve.
Well, if
Well, then-
you're walking toward them, because we're coming in, Madison's going to hold up her hand like in a stop motion, and she's going to look at them both. She recognizes the kind of robes that Zen's wearing, and she does kind of like an appropriate bow to him
He bows
and-
politely.
and says, Sadie said that one of you was a mind reader. I'm assuming, I'm sorry, I don't mean to judge by appearances. And she looks at Behemoth, if that is you. And she looks over at Zen.
Quite so, Madison. What a pleasure to meet you again.
She furrows her brows. I don't believe we've met, but I would appreciate if you would stay out of my head, please.
He He looks at her and says, I understand. We met a long time ago, and then he will reference the specific time when we met, and says, when you sought counsel, I'm hoping the same trust could be extended to me again.
She looks extremely startled. She kind of examines his features, tries to erase, 50 years or more from his appearance. And she says, yes, that's really you. She
Very
shakes her head. Well, that's remarkable. And she cautiously starts stepping forward. And then she stops again, but still, stay out of my head.
I understand.
She just nods and says, I believe you when you say that. You did help me.
Yeah, at this point I've probably moved on to War Eagle anyway, and I usually only read one person at a time. But she wouldn't know that I've already read her.
No.
Yeah.
She might have suspected you, but she did. But she believes that you're not going to.
War Eagle kind of a little bit standoffish as the Doctor and Zen are speaking with each other, and it's kind of more focused on Behemoth, assessing him as not necessarily a threat, but trying to gauge his capabilities. And if Zen, or when Zen eventually turns towards him, he kind of gives a scowl and looks at him. Doesn't say anything quite
He looks
yet.
like if you had met the Dalai Lama, right? Like he's just the nicest, old, friendly, smiling, confident, warm-hearted guy. That's how he appears to you. And he looks between the two of you and doesn't say anything, just waits.
Behemoth, he looked kind of grumpy when he saw that there was nobody behind the concession stand. But when these two approach, he does his best to smile and reaches out his hand and he says, "Hey, I'm Rocco Hart, and it's good to meet you."
War Eagle pauses before extending his hand and kind of looks up and cranes his neck up to make eye contact with Behemoth, and goes, you said your name is Rock?
Well, it's Rocco. That was my name before this. It's but I can see how you got it confused with Rock.
Yes, Rocco. I'm War Eagle. And this
War Eagle.
Yes, I went to the University of Auburn. It's quite original.
Yes, they call me Dr. Vitae. You can call me Madison.
Well, War Eagle and Madison, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I think we all may have received a text to meet here. That's about all I know at this point.
She looks around and tries to relax, sits down in one of the seats kind of near Zen and Behemoth, looks back at War Eagle. I do know Zen from a long time ago. I think he's a good person.
He gives you an appreciative nod.
I think we're here to talk about Doppelganger.
Interesting. Let's.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Have you both met him?
No, just heard about him. Some suit asked me to come by and talk to me a bit about it. Well, talk to us a little bit about him.
He showed himself to myself and some other supers in a bar not long ago. It was, that's what Zen thinks about it a little, some sort of projection.
Yes, he did the same thing to me in my bedroom. She seems very put out about that.
Well, that ain't
No,
right.
no
That's not
sense of
right.
boundaries.
No, that's terrible.
Anyway,
He's said
yes,
to be able to scry as well, if you know what that is.
I'm familiar with the word. I assume that he could be watching anyone at it. He could be watching us right now.
Yes.
Would you be able to sense his mind if he was here?
No.
Oh, well. Well then, I suppose we always have to act as though he might be listening, but I'm not sure that there's anything that's going to affect anything we say anyway. He said that he's here to save the planet, that if he doesn't take away people's abilities, then it will lead to tragedy here on our planet. Personally, I think that his motives are suspect, that by leaving our planet defenseless, it would be ripe for people like him to step in.
I think most people that claim to be saviors turn out to be enslavers. I think he's speaking false words. He is looking to do all of us super or normal harm based on what you've told me.
So the problem with this guy is we don't know where he is.
And we don't know what he looks like at any given time. If he's there in the material form, I heard that he was in the form of a different super at one point, and imitated him to the point where I don't know if people could tell the difference. As a matter of fact, that's how he looked when I saw him.
Well, I don't think he could imitate me as well, and I would know if one of you was him. Matter of fact, I can prove I'm me, because... And then he stops talking with his voice, but talks instead into your mind directly. Because I can speak in your mind.
That's disturbing and reassuring at the same time, but I'm not certain that Doppelganger can't do that. He does have other mental abilities.
So wait, I got a question about this doppelganger guy. If he can imitate people, right? If he was to imitate a super, can he imitate their abilities?
I don't know. I think that would be exceedingly difficult.
No, I don't think so. And Ted, you can stop me at any point, but I've talked to Chaos at detail about Doppelganger for hours, probably.
Yeah, no, he can't do
And-
that. He has his own abilities, which he's shown
What I know,
at least
yeah.
some.
I wrote down some strength, shapeshifting, scrying, astral projection is what Chaos and I know.
Yeah, there's no evidence to suggest he can mimic people's abilities at the very least.
And Zen might divulge that. He might say, I know a person hunting him who spoke to me at length about his powers, and they seem to be limited to, and then he repeats, some particular superhuman strength, shape-shifting, scrying, and aforementioned astral projection.
Well, it's nice to know there are limits.
So, if I may, maybe you all have a clearer idea about the exact purpose of this meeting. I'm glad that it's nice to know there's other people like us out there, and it's nice to know that there's a potential allies, but is that it? Just a meet and greet?
I think, well, that I could be a real thorn in his side. And I think I'm going to need protection.
That?
I got samples. Samples of
Oh,
the formula he had developed, along with the scientists that they inject in the superpowered individuals to rob them. And I think that given time and the right equipment, I could stop it in its tracks or reverse it. I already had some experience with a young man who had been injected. I was able to slow his symptoms, but not reverse it. But with this chemical at my disposal, I think I could get there.
and just so I'm clear, when you say slow his symptoms, you mean what exactly? His powers were going and you stopped them from leaving?
It made him extremely ill at the time. I was able to make him less ill. I think I was able to slow the process. But not push it in the other direction. It's too different, too new. I need to see with my actual eyes and with my brain and not just my powers what's going on in this process to understand it better. And for that I need to analyze the theorem.
Well, do you got a place to do any of that science-y work, or no?
She thinks about her house and kind of laughs a little bit. Not at the moment. I have a contact in Connecticut that, well, he's an elderly doctor who's teaching at Harvard, and I think he's got access to the kind of equipment I need. I could probably convince him to let me borrow it.
Well, we're sprucing up a place, big old mansion with lots of rooms. And Behemoth kind of like tries to gently elbow Zen in an affectionate manner because he doesn't want to kill him.
Yeah. Then Zen smiles and says, I enjoy being surrounded by friendly faces.
Right? You get protection and the place, right? And we can watch each other's back with this guy. I mean, I know you don't know me from Adam, although I suppose Adam wasn't a giant rock man. So, maybe you do know me from Adam. But the point is that there's an opportunity here.
She kind of considers this for a minute. My place certainly has become less secure of late. Do you think that yours, wherever you are, is under surveillance? I need to stay away from the government.
That should suffice for, maybe, but certainly not to stay out of sight from Doppelganger. For that, we will need a nondescript place with no windows. That's a question for Ted as a game master. If I understand scrying correctly, if you've watched Sense 8, right? If we had, as a reference, there was a power there that is just like this. So if we had a room that has, where you have no means of looking outside to sort of correlate, geolocate, right? Be like, oh, of course it's in the desert. Then even if he was scrying on us in that room, he wouldn't be able to determine where that room is.
Maybe
correct?
you don't know enough about that power to say.
You still don't know enough about scrying to say that, okay.
Yeah.
But it's still, like, logically it appears safer than...
Right. If you see
we're
a
out in the
generic
garden in
room,
Beverly Hills, then he might be, if he can literally see us out in the garden of Beverly Hills, just from the surrounding hills, he might figure, aha, now I know where this is, and send a missile.
right? Blank room, no windows. Where are you sending it?
Yeah, exactly. You just don't know, because the thing is, Zen can teleport people, so we could even have this place somewhere underground. And as long as Zen is used to teleport people in and out, there'd never be a way for anyone else to know.
Oh my gosh, Madison suddenly
Like a
gets
secret lab?
a horrified look on her face.
No, he's not saying that, but you know
No,
what I'm
but
saying.
she,
Like,
but
as a
she,
player,
but she says, "I know exactly the place you mean."
Does Rocco see like her become crestfallen?
It's not just crestfallen. It's like she's talking, but also looking like she doesn't want to say anything anyway. Yeah. I mean, it's obvious. She's not trying to hide it.
if you need lab equipment, I'm sure it could be procured for you.
Yes. I spent some time in an... I don't know if I could go back there. But I know a place.
Do you mean the warehouse near where Amplify was murdered?
She kind of pauses at that. No. I mean a place I haven't been in a long time. A place that was a secret. And she looks over at War Eagle. It's probably still there.
I'd like to do a, because we're presumably just like sitting in the middle of this planetarium.
Yeah, by ourselves.
Yeah, I'd like to do a, I don't know, perception check or something to see if there's security cameras or something like that in here.
Oh, you don't need to do perception check like that. There's definitely cameras. By the door. Yeah.
Yeah. My suggestion is, look, we've met, and that's good. I suggest we meet at a less, and he kind of like motions to the cameras, a less observed place to continue this discussion, where you know, we might be more free to speak. Eh?
Oh, of course. Do you mind bad smells?
I don't enjoy them, but I am no... I can handle it. I've seen and heard and smelled plenty of unpleasant things in my life.
Yeah, you're really gonna hate this. I know I do.
Because you've already done it once.
All right, hold on before you go anywhere.
Yeah,
Let's wait for
for War Eagle.
yeah.
Because yeah, Zen would just go back to his phone, look up that map of the sewers, and just go poof.
All right, let's take 5 then.
Sure, sounds good. Gonna get a glass of water.
All right.
I am back.
Okay.
I'm here too.
I think we're still waiting for WP.
Eh.
No problem.
I feel like there is a, and this is maybe towards Ted. There's a good bit of, I don't know how you want to describe it, like paranoia and waffling about and just sort of trying to counterfoil Doppelganger's powers. And I'm not sure how much that's slowing down the plot.
Not particularly. I mean, I don't care if you sit here and talk for the entire session, really. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, no, I don't think so. I have ways to push things that I want done now, and that's
Missiles.
yeah. This is just and there's a reason for that. Usually, I would just sit here and just kick my feet up and just listen. I have no problem doing that in most sessions, but since there's it basically comes down to scheduling. If I seem to push things one way or another, it's really just because I need the people scheduled in certain games for things to happen. So I don't,
I hear you. And just food for thought too, Zen. I don't know if or Raz. We could feasibly go teleport to the mansion.
Yeah, my
or to
concern
the
was I
to,
realized. Oh, please, to where?
to the Beverly Hills place.
Right. My concern is that it's safe from the government. It's not safe from Doppelganger.
I think part of the reason we chose the mansion was because it had some degree of safety from Doppelganger, what with it being off the radar in an abandoned place.
No, that's not what I heard. I mean, I don't. You don't know. You don't know what really is safe from him. I think what Raz was saying is logical to assume. Hey, if we just teleport into a room and he doesn't have any perspective of where the room is, then maybe he doesn't know where we are, right?
Gotcha.
In the
Okay, I
physical,
hear what
he
you're
could,
saying.
he could come and say, "Hey, hi guys," in this room, but he wouldn't know where that room was. So
Gotcha.
physically, he couldn't say, "Well, I'm coming to that room," right? So
Yeah. The solution they used in Sense 8, because one character had a sort of a curse on them that allowed another character to look through their eyes at all times, was that they kept that character drugged and would only get him out of that stupor whenever he was in a position or in a location that wouldn't easily give away where the group was itself.
gotcha.
Unfortunately, Doppelganger has a much stronger power in that he seemingly can do that to more than just one person, the scrying. And so Yeah. That's just me as a player being paranoid, right? Just going like, technically, if Doppelganger was the one who sent fucking missiles after Kaios and Zen, wouldn't be too hard to figure out where that house is and then send missiles to that house and then Rocco's family's dead.
Yeah. Oh, and he definitely doesn't want that.
Yeah, I was kind of
What about,
surprised you brought him there, but
Well, I think that was part of the paranoia too, right? Was, he was I think that there was a fear that there might be some type of connection between him and them out in the public where he couldn't do anything would be worse.
yeah, sure. Understood.
What we need is an abandoned nuclear missile silo. Bam.
How about an old lab experimental facility that's underground that's been
works great.
abandoned for 50 years?
As long as nobody ever goes outside and we scrub all the walls of anything that makes it identifiable. Like, it can't be test site 15C or something, right? All of that has to be scrubbed.
Well, it was burned, so I doubt there's much recognizable about it.
I don't know that you could. I don't know that you could go back there every time.
I don't know that Madison could go in, but she could tell them about it, maybe. I just don't know if Madison could actually go in it.
Oh, no problem. You can be teleported.
I don't think that's what you need.
I know. I'm just being...
She has kill her with mental wounds every time you bring her in.
Immediate panic attack.
Be like, what do you mean? Look how easy it is.
What do you mean you can't go in? Look.
Look, it's very easy.
You don't even need to open the hatch.
Yeah. What's your problem?
I can teleport you right into that cage over there. It's nice
completely
and cozy.
naive. Yeah. 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 It would just need to be an acoustically separated place. For example, there shouldn't be any in the distance. Train 15 will depart at 3:15. Right? It can't be near a train
As far as
station,
she
none of that
knows,
shit.
it's like just this hatch in the middle of a
Oh,
forest.
sorry. For that place, I thought I had written it off because you can't go in.
Oh, yeah, we could probably find something else, but that's the only one she knows about.
Yep.
You need to have Rocco start excavating underground.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep, we can build our own stuff straight out of the rock.
All right, guys, you're about to see something pretty special. Starts punching the ground.
Yeah. The thing is, we just have to think about, plumbing, electricity, that kind of stuff too. But if we knew a prepper, for example, that isn't there anymore or something like that. Yeah.
War Eagle might know where some stuff is. Just
Oh, yeah. And all his stuff's like 60, 70 years old, too.
yep.
That's smart.
And then we would need...
The hole I was in was probably not the only base he reported to.
Right.
Was it in the U.S. or was it someplace else?
Mine was in the U.S. I mean, we can just say it's like somewhere in the middle of the Midwest, like in a forest.
Mm. Yeah.
Arkansas sounds terrible.
Yeah, okay, it was in Arkansas.
So I got this really secret base in Wyoming.
I would much rather be in Wyoming than Arkansas.
Oh, yeah. I love Wyoming. It's beautiful.
Oh, I just meant it because it's not very populated.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
Not to
No, but
mention,
Wyoming is pretty.
if your characters have people they need to interact with, if we're somewhere out in the Rockies, for example, in some old abandoned gold mine or silver mine or whatever, how are you going to go to your meeting in LA?
The Zen Express, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it just makes you really dependent then.
Yeah.
So if we found something more local that is just soundproofed, because literally any apartment that's soundproofed and darkened, all the windows darkened out, is enough.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of abandoned and rundown apartment buildings in my part of town that you could just kind of choose a room.
Yeah. Tet, do we know that there's a limitation on scrying, that he has to have seen that person? Or is that
You
player
don't
knowledge?
know. You don't
That's
know.
player knowledge, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You would know.
Okay. Then I can't use it. Because I feel like it came up somehow, because somehow I know. But I don't
Yeah,
think it
I
was
don't
as
know. I
them.
don't think it would have come out in character because the only
Mhm.
person that would know is I don't think unless I mentioned it to Sim as in character knowledge that he would know. It's possible.
Well, if
I'll
he would
just
know,
come
he would
up.
have told Zen.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Or Zen would just know because he knows,
Yeah. Right.
Because as I said, I have that note in my NPC codex that literally after scrying says in parentheses, locate anyone seen before. And I don't know when I put that in there, but it's something that I obviously documented.
Yeah. I think that probably Caius would know this. So I would say that yes,
Okay.
you would know.
Because then what Zen could say is, whoever goes to black out that room and make it nondescript has to be someone that the doppelganger doesn't know. So we could, for example, just use...
Hire someone.
Exactly, just hire someone off the yellow pages, right?
Yeah.
Like anyone. And then have that person do it, and then afterwards we just go teleport. And you're right.
Does
yeah,
anybody
actually,
have money? I don't think any of us have
That
money,
was
right?
Amplify. He had all the money, and you guys.
Pretty sure Zen has some money because he never spends it, other than it goes to charity like Child Cancer Foundation, that kind of stuff.
Zen's a real mensch.
Oh yeah, 100%. Where would I even have documented that?
Well,
Under
it
gear-
would be
gear and
under
inventory?
gear. It might say CP.
Currency 11.
It's okay.
Is that something?
It's something.
Is that like $100?
No, that would.
That's
probably
way
be, That'd probably be like 5,000, something like that. It's.
Interesting. So you got some funds to buy more waffles for people. We figured out Kaios likes waffles. So yeah, anyway, what I'm trying to say is also Zen isn't that well worldly traveled. I don't know what adjective I should be using, in that he is not a Shadowrun player. So I don't want to play him as the counterintelligence, counter-spy expert who comes up with all these ideas. So we need to figure out if we have it within us, in the group at all. If we're all fish out of water, then we're all just, we're just going to fall prey to Doppelganger, and that's just how the story went. But I'm just pointing out that I'm trying to pull back on Zen being a moving, driving force around all
Yeah.
this kind of stuff, because he's a content, happy monk. He's not like Jason Bourne or something.
Yeah.
I think War Eagle's would be a good one for that. I mean, he's an ex-CIA agent.
Oh,
He
nice.
has investigation, right? Which is he has at least ranks in it.
And at least RP-wise, Madison's been on the run for 75 years.
Yeah.
As a player, I have plenty of ideas and plenty of paranoia, but I don't think Zen does. But I'll make sure to happily share information that I have, that he has, so that, people can make conclusions, go like, oh, okay, I understand. This means XYZ.
One other possibility too, and Rocco would be reticent to offer this up, but there's the potential where in the same place where he was created was underground, and that was a lab which would tick the mark for slip. The only problem is that it was like a burned out husk after he left, so I don't know what it looks like or anything. But I think War Eagles is probably the better
I
bet.
mean, Zen doesn't particularly enjoy theft, but if we were to borrow equipment from other places by using teleportation, that's possible.
All right.
So I think in terms of equipment, we can solve that.
I think.
Is WP back?
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Oh, well then. Great.
All right, give me a second. Yeah, they were just talking about maybe leaving here to talk more in private. But as you do, you don't hear any footfalls or see anything until a few moments. Someone catches someone out of the corner of their eye, and they see a familiar face. walking towards them. Goggles on and everything.
Oh, cool, it's Amplify, but I'll mind read him immediately.
You get no sense of anything there.
Zen will say, doppelganger is here.
Madison's noticed and she's stood up, turned around. She's put a hand on War Eagle's arm and is, gripping it hard. That's him. That's Doppelganger.
War Eagle, quiet most of the time with his arms crossed. And says, Madison squeezes him and instantly looks at him and goes, What can we expect? What do we do?
She kind of shrugs and shakes her head. I don't think it's his presence that is dangerous. Influence.
It
don't-
is
Just
a
Behemoth?
projection.
Do we hear any of this? Like you guys talking?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
Well,
sure.
literally,
Right
yeah,
next
Zen
to
would
each
loudly
other.
have he would loudly have said, "Doppelganger is here." And then after a quick exchange, he would clarify, "It is a projection."
War Eagle, not fully understanding what projection means, stands in between Amplify and the dock and holds up a hand, kind of a halting gesture, and he's like, That's far enough.
Amplify smiles. You could not stop me from walking forward with any of your skills. I was simply wishing to ask you to come outside.
And
Can I
why would we
teleport
do
short
that?
distance and touch him?
Try.
Cool. In that case, I would have Zen short distance teleport right behind Amplify and see if I can boop him with my my finger.
Yeah,
Like,
you teleport behind him and you try to touch him, and your finger kind of enters his
immaterial?
body. Yeah, he is immaterial.
and I will essentially then wave my arm right through him so all others can see it.
Are you done with your games, old man?
Why are you afraid of games now?
Oh, I like games, but this is a bit childish for me. You see, outside I have, well, friends, if you will, ready to kill all the civilians who fled this place when seeing the big rock thing. So you will come outside or I will kill them all.
I have a name.
What is that?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Then I'll continue calling you Rock Thing.
His name is Rock.
Rock. Yeah.
Zen, can you see what's out there?
He says, not from here.
I know, but how fast could you? She just kind of waves her hand in the air. Get there and back.
Can I do that? Can I do a double teleport? Like a teleport, stay out on the roof for a second, and then teleport back in? Something like that?
Yeah, you
Just
can.
just to verify that what he's saying is actually true?
Sure. You teleport up and take a look. You're kind of on one of the domes of the observatory looking down, and you see people in this kind of the courtyard out there kind of being rounded up. And there are some men out there. You see, the one thing that really grabs your attention immediately is what it looks like is some sort of robot the size of Behemoth, just standing there, and you hear this robotic voice: "Do not flee. Do not panic. Obey. Obey." And then other people just kind of rounding them up.
And by the rules, I cannot teleport that because it's bigger than me.
That's correct.
So that's by design. Got it. But if we cut it in half, I could move the halves.
You know, technically, you can't teleport Behemoth.
Oh yeah, isn't that yeah?
Oh,
That's
dang.
weird though.
I would probably just hand wave that just for.
Yeah, because we're
just-
not doing it to
Yeah, yeah.
break any rules or
Yeah.
anything.
Take the stairs,
If it
Behemoth.
would be in combat for some reason, as like I want to move him for some reason, I'd probably be like no. But like out of combat, I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's what you see. You can teleport back. Amplify looks a bit bored. Are you done with this? Come outside, or face the consequences.
There's a giant robot the size of Behemoth threatening the people, and then you, Ted, will have to tell me 12,
Yeah,
12 men,
yeah.
four armed
There's
men?
probably
Three?
a good dozen.
A dozen,
men.
actually.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and you see some other smaller robots and that really
Really?
look like the ones that you buried.
Oh. There's a small army of a dozen men, a giant robot, and a variety of smaller robots threatening the people outside.
So when Behemoth hears there's like, people, kids, etc., like possibly being hurt, he just we can't let anything happen to those families. And then he just without saying anything just begins to like run towards the outside.
Had to be
Says, in that, I
robots.
agree.
War Eagle.
She look.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
War Eagle doesn't sprint like Rocco, but he does start striding forward purposefully without comment.
Zen
Matt.
will... oh yeah, go ahead. No,
Oh,
go on.
you started first. Go ahead.
He will start walking outside and will text Masters on his phone. Hostage situation at observatory.
Madison follows them all out, kind of shaking her head, cursing robots under her breath.
Mm-hmm. Right. 1 sec.
As I walk outside, I think it'd be smart to start phasing. I can keep recasting that on myself if I please, right?
Yeah, it would be spamming if you just did it over and over and over again.
I think we had talked about it. That isn't for my character. With his stats, spamming shouldn't be a problem until I
Not
spam
usually,
re-
yeah.
really a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
okay.
you have
I just don't want
you
him
have-
to get shot
Yeah,
immediately.
you
by a
have
sniper.
you have six focus. So yeah, if combat starts, I would just assume you're phased.
Thank you. I'd like to not die today or have a horrible wound like Vitae.
She likes dying, so
Oh
It's a
wow!
hobby.
Shit. Oh yeah, actually, phase has a duration out of combat of 2 hours if I want it that long. Great.
You head outside, and Amplify is already standing there. In this middle, that's not pictured, but there are various people standing around, and this large robot ordering them. And there are men gathering them up. They have assault rifles. And Zen, you're surprised you don't get a response from Masters, at least right away. And Amplify says, "Now, here's the deal. You will give yourself up to me, and my men will inject you with a serum. Or I would destroy all these people. It is for you to decide."
That's a quick end of our campaign. We'll just all say yes.
Yeah, Madison doesn't say yes.
No.
Okay, do it. No.
The end.
And so how many people are there again?
100 probably.
And are they all like rounded up into groups, or are they all under the big guy?
They're all kind of in the middle around the here, just let me
Like the fountain.
yeah, around the fountain somewhere.
And so you said while I'm phased, I can't be hit by lasers either, right?
I don't believe that's true. Isn't it just piercing, bludgeoning, slashing? I think other will hit phased.
Oh, so lasers are categorized as other. Okay, so I
Yeah.
could get laserized.
They're just all kind of where those dots are.
Lots of dots.
More dots.
Mm.
What are you going to do?
So yeah, Behemoth is just kind of like astounded. Presumably, he sees people pointing guns at these people, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he would yell at Amplify. You a coward? Taking in these families and these kids just to get to us?
Yes.
Or at least he admits it.
Madison is putting her hands on War Eagle, and she's pumping power into him.
As she does that, he recalls the last time she put her hands on him and how he started bulging and swelling in strength. And
oh, God.
he kind of
that kind of a
my.
game.
he kind of like sets himself up to start running as she does what she did last time, and he kind of says to the projection of Amplify, I don't bow to tyrants. I didn't in the past, I don't do today, and I won't in the future. And he's kind of done talking and ready to spring to action to put himself in between the hostages and these things.
Yeah, I think Behemoth is ready to spring into action too, but he's kind of looking at Zen like, can you if you can take care of the guys, I might be able to take care of the robots.
I'm not certain I can do that before bullets get shot at at innocents.
Hmm.
Because this is set up in a way that it's obviously further than 10 AP distance, right? So I can't just can't just like from here mind control everyone.
I mean, if you count
I
it
would have
out.
to teleport. I would have to teleport.
Yeah, the
maybe
closest ones are
Fountain?
14, 15.
Yeah. If I teleported to the fountain, I could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could get almost all of the humans in one cast. But as a reaction, I would probably get incinerated by the robots.
That's if you go first instead of letting the other two go.
That's true. Anyway,
So-
Zen does not make to look like he wants to fight at all. He puts his hands up.
Okay, so let's do this. I'll let Vitae cast out of combat since I did Zen. I think that's fine. What did you bump him? You bumped his strength.
Yeah.
That's by 2. Go ahead and roll just in case.
Yeah.
Amplify's confused as she's like gently rubbing him.
Yeah. It's okay, baby.
27 might be a failure. Is it challenging? Yeah, that's a failure. Actually,
I will do it again.
nah.
that's a- Terrible roll. How is that even? How am I rolling that though? Oh.
It's just bad roll. Yeah, you'll have to do it in combat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a failure. Okay. All right.
So-
yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I
Let's get
was
all the
going to
questions
ask
out of the
about
way. Mhm.
awesome, because Rocco has essentially super strength.
Mhm.
Could I feasibly jump really far?
No, that would be flight. That would be some sort of flight.
Gotcha.
Mm-mm. Yeah, you're just big, lumbering. You don't have any extra speed or anything like that.
10-4.
So, go ahead and let me.
So do we
So
start the
I would
combat?
not let you see. I would not let you teleport Behemoth in a combat situation.
Ah, you're right. We just talked about that.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yep.
let's.
Yep. You're absolutely right.
Go ahead and roll initiative. Make sure you have all your mods in there. I'll let you go.
But if I did it right before combat... yes, click on my token, right, to get initiative somewhere?
Yeah, you can click on your token, click combat menu.
Combat menu, got it.
And
And
there should be
initiative.
an initiative button.
You got it. Oh, just took a second. There you go. And so is it the first number after the dot that we want to be as low as possible?
Hi.
Hi.
As high as possible, okay. And then the second number after the dot, the 100th, is a tiebreaker.
Well, I mean, it's actually 2732. It's not 3 and 2.
Oh, it is. It is. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it's the whole thing. Like, it just didn't see 3.3 came up, but because Roll20 doesn't know that it shouldn't drop that last digit, but
It's an O. Okay.
yeah, so it's at 30. Okay, I'll do these guys now. Let me see, which one of these? Give me one sec. Abilities. These guys do have keen.
Oh, I'm not a fan of this. People are just gonna get shot. I'm sure Vitae can just, like, heal everybody. Easily. I'm sure that's how it works.
Let me just scoop their remains into a bucket. She'll dip her hands in there.
It's awful.
Is there a take cover maneuver in this game?
If you move into something that would be cover, it's considered cover.
Incidentally, this is my first combat. Hence why I'm asking.
Does Zen act as a nexus for us to, like, think and communicate, or no?
No, he
No, he's
can't
not
do
powerful
that.
enough for that.
He could say, oh, this person said this and this person said this, but I mean,
Yeah. The mind reading power is limited to one person at a time, for
Gotcha.
example. And so if I want to communicate with you, I have to do mind reading and whisper power, both powers, because whisper allows me to talk to you, whereas mind reading allows me then to read what you think in response. Because the whisper power itself isn't a dialogue. It's only, as far as I read
Gotcha.
power, only I send a message to you using whisper.
that's correct.
And so technically, no, I can't be a replacement for a good old, like a headset, comms channel kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But we had established that whatever I whisper and if we do the whisper mind read thing, we think that Doppelganger can't listen into that because he can't physically perceive it.
But we don't know for certain.
I mean, as Ted said, we don't know if the powers I wrote down are the full extent of his powers. I think it is. And I don't think he can read our minds. But, yeah. You never know. There's always GM Fiat, right? Like, you don't know. Whatever serves best the story.
Okay, let me see what I got. What's going on here? All right, Mercenary 1 would be first. Well, I think the obvious shot here is, well, let me get this off first. Hold on.
Are you actually having them shoot anyone? Because we haven't started any hostilities.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he's going to, he'll do an Overwatch. They will all do Overwatches.
This is nice combat music, Ted.
Yeah, turn on. Oh, it's
tiny.
this stupid song again. Hold on.
I
I'm
know.
gonna find out what this one is.
Blink-a-blink. Blink-a-blink.
Which one is it? Why is it? Why would I do this?
How did you do the
Okay.
ruler? Is it this way? Ah. Okay.
There we go.
Whoa! That is a shift in tone. I love it. Wow.
When the Doom music kicks in.
No,
Oh,
this is from the X-Men video games back in the day.
Okay. Very thematic.
Nice.
Okay, Zen, you're up now. Everybody is
Oh
doing
my
an
God, why does that
Overwatch,
seem
so
right? It is out of character knowledge that there's combat. In character, Zen does not know it is combat, so he will just put his arms up. And is it perceivable by him that the others are not intending to give up?
If you're mind reading.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. I mean, I would think so. Yeah.
In that case, what's the best cover that I could get into?
You can
From
move.
these-
You can move like right around in here and get cover behind that tree or right here. But I would say this is the best, absolute best over here.
Because it's far away.
No, right behind you. I'm pinging it.
It's just so far away that I can't actually participate later in the battle if I wanted to, right?
Well, I mean, you can teleport. No, I'm right next to you. Like, see
Oh,
where
right,
I'm
like
pinging?
right-
Yeah.
Yeah, like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, he does that.
Like 1 hex away. You can move here and move right into the bush.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So you kind of duck behind that bush.
It's not a tree even.
I mean, it's a tree, bush, whatever. It's
I'm
good
thinking,
cover.
I'm thinking lasers. If you think that you might get shot by a laser, where would you go in this situation? Is what I'm asking.
I mean, that would probably be the best spot, honestly.
Okay, you got it. Then that's what Zen does, and that's okay. Do I have to do anything else in my turn, or is that okay?
Yeah, you spent 1 AP to move, so I increased your 1 AP. What the hell is my kid doing? Why is he? Hold on.
And that's the number before the dot.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
basically the number before the dot is the current AP. So what he did while he's looking at his kid for the turn order is to help determine tiebreakers when you're doing AP. That's why we have the decimal place. That represents what you rolled. So like say Mercenary 3 is right above you at 32. If you had the same number of action points, the number before the decimal, you would go to the
lowest.
roll, and whoever rolled the highest would go next. And then there's certain tiebreakers that we
Got it.
discovered last game that you go to determine a tiebreaker.
I remember this was elegant because then if I don't do a lot of things on my turn or something long, it allows me to go again sooner, right?
Yes, that's
Exactly.
correct.
Well, that's clever. I like that. I cede the floor.
All right, Behemoth, you're up.
So Behemoth looking at his party, seeing that these people are hurt, knowing that this guy isn't the savior that, he's talked himself up to be. He's going to do the only thing he knows, and he's just going to sprint, and he's going for the robots. So he's going to run with all due haste, and he's going for the big guy.
Okay, so you're gonna move. So I'm assuming you're moving right here first, right?
Correct.
All right, so you move there, and we'll finish your run. Everybody else was doing an Overwatch for if anybody made any aggressive moves, they're gonna shoot you. So everybody on the screen is gonna shoot you.
Okay.
I'll start with Mercenary 1, who's up here. How far away he is? Well, maybe not everybody. We'll see. 12.
We'll see how bad you get hurt.
This is what Behemoth was made for, so we'll see.
Okay, let me see what his range is. 12. Machine gun, full auto burst.
Damn.
Alright, here we go. For Mercenary 1. These are minions, so they're going to shoot with 3 benefits. A mob, I should say. So there's technically 3 of them in there. So he can use 2 benefits and then a +3. Okay. Here we go. On benefit. I'm sorry, that's not right.
I meant to do something earlier, but
What's
that's
that?
me.
What's that?
I was going to trigger that ability I have to get stronger and get more endurance.
Oh, sure, you can do that before the fight, since everybody else tried something. You're gonna do.
Okay. Cool.
You're gonna do self-transmute, right?
Yeah.
Which
one? Endurance, because I think he knows he's going to get hit.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Okay. Alright. So endurance up 1. Okay, I'm gonna change your current stats.
Oh, it should be 6 and 7 then. My bad, because I changed that.
6 and 7. Oh no, don't. Okay, take those back down. Don't change the maximum and the stuff on the actual stats, because we'll forget and we'll have no idea what your stats were.
Gotcha.
So what were they before?
It was 6 endurance, so his current would be a 7.
And what did you lower?
I need to look at the ability, but I think it's Dex. Let me double check here.
For endurance, it looks like
Agility.
agility. Okay, so -1 agility. Let me do it. There's a thing
Sure.
over to the right that does it. So just let me take care of that. Okay, 32.
Sure.
So endurance up 1. 15. Just need to look at it all. 62.
Sure.
And then I gotta
So,
lower your 7. Okay, base defense is now 7. Alright, now, everything's set. That's fine. This guy will shoot now.
Sure. So yeah, before he ran, you see him kind of like bear down, and like the cracks in between the stones like almost become like molten. And he clearly has an angry look in his face as he runs forward.
26 plus 24. That's 50. It's to the torso. What is your soak there? Because I know you got all that armor stuff. So soak on
Torso
piercing.
piercing 14.
36. That's going to give you a wound and injury. So yeah, this guy just shoots his semi. It's actually several guys, and you just feel like your body kind of like breaking apart in the torso. I need to set your. What did I say that was? Torso wound. 36. Alright. Yep, that guy's done. Destroyer 1 is actually going to move. There. Mercenary 2 is also going to yeah, he would shoot. That's going to be worse this time. Still a wound and an injury. Let's see, what was the difference? Did he hit you in the torso? He did. So
That's 14.
By 8 more? Okay, hold on. That's 44. Torso. Yeah, you've never felt like this. Even though you're rock hard, this guy is just, they're blasting you to pieces. This guy's going to move to get into position.
So I took a second injury.
Yeah,
and
you
does
took
that,
Go ahead.
does that knock me out?
No, you're not even close to your wound threshold. No, anything.
okay.
So when you take a wound, they're just hitting you just barely above your wound level. We can do falter. Go ahead and roll. I don't want to do it right now though.
Okay.
So those guys were all okay. Now you can move to where you want, within 9 spaces of where you were, if you're running the full way. If you're spending 5 AP to run.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I think you shortchanged yourself 1.
Yeah, you should
right
be
there?
you should be in contact with Destroyer 1.
Okay.
All right, so that's 5 AP for you, and you ran last time. Okay. Destroyer 2. It's actually going to move as well, but only move 3. All right, War Eagle, you're up.
I'm going to delay one, and let Vitae rub on me a little bit more.
Okay, Exterminator's turn. It's gonna shoot you. 18, that's a long shot. Let's see. Let me see what this thing can do, first of all. It's been a while since I made it. Alright, it doesn't have that much. Palm laser. Range 10, it's gonna be long range. Oh no, it's gonna be extreme range. So, it will still fire. Does hit. What? Okay, so 20. We're at 20. 34. What's your 34 minus 3? 31. What's your? Do you have any other soak? Doubt it, right?
No.
All right, 31.
There's a 14 and a 25.
I'm
in
not
that roll.
allowed to dodge it, am I?
No, absolutely not. What's that? What's that, guys?
I mean, look at that roll. There's a 25 in that
Yeah.
roll.
No, I was asking if I could dodge. I couldn't remember.
No. Yeah, this scorching ray just slams into your left arm. This guy's gonna actually aim at Behemoth for 2. Vitae.
It's my turn, or
Yep.
he's firing at me?
Nope, nope,
Okay.
you're up.
All right, let's see if this goes off this time. Oh my gosh, nope, I guess not.
That's 3.
What do you need to hit?
I don't know.
You need to hit challenging for PL3, which is
39?
29. Yeah.
29. Okay.
No. Oh well, I'll just chase you around. Good to your thing.
Okay. Good thing is that most of you guys, it's Zen's turn first.
Honestly, I didn't even realize when I took the power that that was a thing.
Oh, to activate him in combat.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I make it all the way to here? How does movement work?
Yeah, you can. You can walk. So there's two modes of movement: walk and run. Walk is just 1 AP per hex you move. Very simple. You can run. It's basically your. It's double. You move double the hexes, and then you get like -3 on your next action. But to hit you, it's -3 as well. There's kind of some. I would just run, honestly.
Yeah, he probably doesn't want to get shot still.
Yeah.
Listen, phasing has... How cheesy do you allow phasing? Could I phase into the ground and just peek out with my eyes? Because technically people do that with walls. Why can't I do it with the ground?
I mean, yeah, I don't see why not.
Cool. Then I'm much harder to hit, right?
If you're phased, you can't be. Oh, you mean with the other? Yeah, I would.
I still don't want to get laserized. So as small as a
Phase
person I can
to
make
the
myself.
ground.
Which
I don't.
in
I
this
don't
case-
think you can with phase. I don't think you can stop in a solid object. You can go through it, but you can't stop in one.
Well, I thought Wraith had like popped a head through something before. Okay. But that means I could use it as a way of motion. I could go all the way down to my eyes, make my movement, and come all the way back up.
Sure.
Sort
I'd
of
be
like
okay, I'd be
disappear
okay
in a-
with that. Yeah.
Disappear in the ground, and come back up in the next bush.
Sure.
It's just for roleplay purposes,
Yeah,
I
that's
guess.
fine.
So if I wanted to go to
You know, I
here-
don't think so, because I don't think you could still like. I don't think you could burrow through the ground. It's okay. It doesn't matter, but yeah.
It's just, ideas that I
Yeah,
have where I'm like,
sure.
how can I not get murdered?
Sure.
Right? Because Behemoth just got chunked.
Yep.
Um,
So you move. That would cost 3 AP to move 5 AP or 5 hexes.
So then I have 10.
So
Would I
you
still
already
be-
moved. You already moved 5 hexes, so you can move 5 more technically.
I still could move 5 more, but there isn't a good spot for me to hide, right? Is there?
That's up to you.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Does it appear any other space for Zen?
I mean, any of these bushes
as-
are decent cover. There's no other cover. It doesn't.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Me
Yes.
specifically,
Well,
as a
there's
player,
the
I'm looking for a
civilian.
central point. A central point where I could get to all of these people within 10 hexes for mind control. But if I stood right here, for example, then I'm wide out in the open. That's correct, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I could run into the fountain and try and disappear underwater. Like, just ditch myself in the water if I
Yeah, you
wanted
could
to.
you could dive in the water. You don't know how deep it is, but you could.
No, I go here, and then can I still cast something, or is my movement
No,
my
your
turn?
your movement. That's it.
Okay, so if I give up the rest of my movement, do I gain anything by giving up the rest of my round?
No. It just. I mean,
Oh.
well, you get AP back because you've only spent 3 AP at this point. If you take the rest of your movement, it'll spend you'll add 2 AP to your.
Oh shit! Okay, so that's cool then. Then I'll conserve here because I can reach already. I can reach that guy.
Yeah.
And I
yeah,
can reach
next
that
turn,
guy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can reach him, and I can reach him.
Yep. And you go
Okay.
before them too. Most of them, at least.
Cool. That's the plan. Thank you. I see the floor.
All right. I believe it is War Eagle's turn.
Well, Dr. Vitae just isn't doing it for him, so he's gonna run
She
towards the
tries.
gangers at the bottom. That's 10 movement. So would that be considered cover then?
From some people.
Well, that's 10 spaces, so we'll just have to do that.
All right,
and then
go
I
ahead.
can
Do your
try and
regen.
recover my... Yeah.
Good. Regen.
Oh, you've got regen power.
Extreme regen.
Yeah.
Sick. Love it. And is that automatic, or do you have to roll?
I have to roll. I'm just entering in my mod.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so we're
good.
looking for you to get lucky.
Yep, I think
what
I got
the-
it.
Yeah, you get rid of your wound. Your injury's still there, obviously. Yeah, the blast just disappears from your arm. You moved 5 AP worth. Oops,
Yes,
that's
sir.
not right. I think. I think maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but
In this game, maybe.
No, I think in all of the sessions I've played, I have not seen a 90.
gang leader.
Nice.
Boy, he's aiming at Behemoth, so he'll go ahead and shoot. That'll be 5. Let me see what he rolls.
Oh, right through the middle of the fountain? Or good luck.
He'll have some. Yeah, it's pretty much right through the fountain. He'll have some extreme.
Well, and also if
Impediments.
Behemoth was running, he'll have a negative too.
He will.
Nice.
So he has. Okay. Alright, 1 benefit. Mod -3. Hardship 3. Medium range. That's just guns. My 15 minus 7. 8. It's not going to get over your wound level or your injury level. It just bounces off. I don't know why that. I don't know. I used the wrong button or something. Does not hurt. Bounces off. So it is Destroyer 2's turn. Destroyer 2, where are you? Right here. It is going to aim once at War Eagle. Exterminator. Exterminator is going to move 1, 2, 3. Get in a better position. And Vitae.
Alright, I'm gonna run. Up to here.
10.
War Eagle kind of shouts to her, "Get behind me!"
Destroyer 2 is going to shoot at War Eagle with 1 benefit for aiming.
And is it -3 for running?
It is.
But in the grand scheme of things, of people rolling like 50s, 60s, 70s, that's not. It's just 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that could be the difference.
That's a miss.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it just shoots over your head. That guy's a 7. And then Zen, you're up.
I'll mind control as many people in my range as I can, which I believe is everybody except the leader. Let me again point at them. That person's 10, this one's 11, so not these. So that one.
Yep.
That one.
Yep.
That one.
Yep.
That one, which is 4 targets within my 5 target limit.
Yep. So go ahead and roll it.
So what can I do with benefits? If I... Because, sorry, no. You said I can use fate to generate a benefit.
Oh yeah, you can spend fate points to generate a benefit. Yep.
Anything else I can do with fate that would help me currently?
That would probably in this, if you're gonna with that roll, I think that would be the best.
Okay.
Yeah. And each of them are gonna roll fortitude.
Yeah. Try and resist. That's why I'm trying to pump it.
Yeah, you can
Or
spend,
maybe
but I think you're maxed out. So the way it works is when you max out, do you have so that is what is that, a senses roll?
Psyche.
Yeah, psyche. So you would be maxed out. So the way that works is for every benefit, if you add 2 benefits, you keep another dice. If there's an odd benefit, you get a +3. So
Oh, I'll use 2 then.
yeah, perfect. So you would keep an extra dice, and what I'll do is I'll clock down your yeah, that's
Remaining
fine.
fate.
Yep.
Yeah. It asks me to choose a target. Do I do so?
Yeah, go ahead, but then it'll ask
One?
you if it's targeted. Just say no, because it works for both magic and powers.
got it.
So
And so for benefits, do I type in 2 now, right? And then it
actually, you
recognizes
do
what I
not, since you're keeping
Oh,
dice, so
okay.
you have to do it manually. Roll
Okay, okay.
20 is not smart enough.
put. Submit, pull back, no. Additional mods, no, I think.
That's correct.
Hardships, no. Targeted, no. Spell dice, no. Let's hope that rolls high enough.
That is right. So 42, and then you're going to keep an extra
that's not
dice.
good.
So that's 45. All right, so let me start going through these guys here.
Ooh,
Yikes.
a lot of 3s and 2s.
Yeah, that could have been way better.
Yeah, I think it might be okay. Let's see.
Always keep casting it every single turn.
That guy
Okay.
is...
Oh, nice. Good icon. That really helps.
This guy...
Going clockwise, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy. Who did I miss? Could you get this
Gangers?
mercenary 1 guy? Oh, the ganger. Okay, they were in range. I knew I was missing one. I just couldn't.
Yeah, they're just at 10. That's why I want to move to that bush right there, because they're all within 10.
Gotcha. Oh yeah.
I got them all?
Yeah. For what's the duration on them?
9 AP.
Okay, just so I remember. All right. So they all will be 9 AP. And what would you like to tell them to do?
They suddenly get the realization that the robots are there to kill them.
Okay.
Like a sense of fear and betrayal, sort of the standard paranoia that people might have against robots. And I'm just amping that and making them get the sense of, oh shit, they're actually here to kill us!
Gotcha.
It's
All right. So it is one of the mercenaries that it's the ganger and the mercenaries. No, that's all right. Whoa. I got a lot with 5, so let me... Okay, so the first one that goes actually is the one that is not messed up. So he is actually... what's he gonna do? He's gonna aim. He has no idea they're mind controlled, obviously.
Nope.
He's gonna aim 5 times at Rocco.
Wow.
Okay. So the next person is Destroyer 1. And he's going to do... he actually has something called a stun beam. And he's going to use it on Rocco at point blank range.
Hi.
Stun beam. Rocco. Benefits, none. Additional mods, none. Hardships, none. Point blank or adjacent. Now you can try to dodge this. Okay, so right now he's hit you. The question is, do you think you can dodge, get better than a 9?
I can roll 2 d10s, so there's a chance.
Well, your agility, yep, you sure can. You can also use a fate point if you wanted.
You can always pump things with fate.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You get another D10 add there.
Is it trained? It's not. So you could do that. You could make it trained, and then you only have 2, so you could make it trained. I mean, this thing will add AP to you is what it'll do. It'll add 4 AP.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll take a fate point and try and put it into dodge so that I can get another die.
No, okay, yeah, you can do that. So it'll ask if you want to benefit and say yes. Say 1, I mean.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, you should have made him explode. So, 9, that's a hit. That's 0, evened out, so you are stunned.
Oh, you said so wait, what did I do wrong?
No, you didn't do anything wrong. You just, you use 1 fate point to give yourself a benefit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you could have used a fate point to make it trained, which would have made those 10s explode.
Oh, gotcha.
And you have a -6. Yeah, you have hardships. It's tough. That's okay. Okay, so I'm going to add 4 to your AP. Give him his 10. Yeah, it sucks. So now you're at 9. Yeah, you just hit by this like cattle prod type of thing, and you are stunned.
All right.
Now 534 mercenary. So this is mercenary 2 who does not like robots. He is going
Quick
to.
question. I don't want to slow it down too much.
Yeah, go ahead.
Technically, the full extent of the powers, I can literally like control them, right?
Yeah, go ahead. If you want to tell me what you want them to do, you.
So if I see, okay, because usually I try to speed it up by just giving you rough ideas of what people think.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, it looks like Mercenary 1 is about to absolutely unload that group on Behemoth.
Yeah, but he wouldn't attack Mercenary 1 because he's afraid of robots. Right? Why would he?
For 9 turns, I could literally ask them in 1 turn to pee themselves, in the next one to drop their weapon, in the next time to run away. Like, I can change my mind, right?
Yeah, sure.
I'm controlling them.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. What is he gonna do?
Sorry, my intent is instead of having them shoot the destroyer, is to just glomp Mercenary 1 group.
So just shoot them, Mercenary 1.
No, non-violent. Zen does not want people to shoot other people at all, ever. But he would have them jump them, hug them.
Yeah, they can try to grapple him, sure.
Yeah, interrupt Mercenary Group 1.
Alright.
Maybe I'll have them scream, "No, it's the robots who are trying to kill us!" and then essentially get in the way of that aim action.
Yeah, they'll try to grapple him. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, grapple is the right word. Thank you. I don't intend to constantly change my mind, but the situation just developed in a way where I was
I get it.
I don't want Behemoth to die.
Okay, so they can do 2 benefits.
Put 50 on Mercenary Group 2.
They are going. So okay, so let me do this. Mercenary Group 2 just did that. I just can't forget to. Mercenary Group 1 are completely surprised, so I give them a hardship on their dodge roll.
You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So they, okay, mercenary group 1, where'd they go? Okay, so I'm going to give them 1 AP to dodge. Dodge. No benefits. Hardship 1. Oh, they do dodge, but in doing so, they lose their aim action.
Great.
So that had the intended effect. Okay, cool. Now we're at Mercenary 4. What would you like them to
Mercenary
do?
4 will shoot the Destroyer 1.
Okay, they will shoot the Destroyer 1. They're not going to worry about hitting Rocco, so they're just going to shoot. Full auto. Benefit 2.
Is that a big risk in the system, friendly fire?
Can be. Yeah. Depends if they hit him or not.
There isn't like rolling a 1 like in D&D.
Nah, not exactly. If they miss,
Okay.
they basically just hit the other person adjacent to them. If they don't take a hardship on their attack. You can decide if you want them to.
Why is that something someone can take on purpose?
Yeah.
To what
If-
end?
If they take a hardship, then they won't hit the adjacent person. If they don't and they miss, they do hit them.
Oh, yeah, let's do that then. Thank you for that advice.
Yeah, sure. They're medium range. They do miss, but they took a hardship, and so it doesn't matter. Okay. So that's Mercenary 4. They're 8. Mercenary 3. You want me to just shoot the one of the... You want me to shoot with him?
Mercenary 3 will shoot Destroyer. Actually, the Exterminator. Did the Exterminator just hit someone with that hand blast?
He hit War Eagle earlier.
Oh, yeah. In that case, they open up. Very Marvel-esque. All 3 of them just start opening fire full auto on the Exterminator.
Okay.
Like the David Goliath sort of.
Mm-hmm. There's only one of him.
And they'll yell, "He's coming right at us!" And just open fire.
It does hit for 12. 9. Not enough to hurt it.
How come when you shoot Behemoth, they murder him, and when I have to shoot someone, nothing happens? God
You're-
damn it!
Your heart's not in it. You just don't like
I mean,
guns.
yeah, no, I really don't. Or Zen me doesn't.
Gangers.
How do you like his
What would you
friends?
like the gangers to do?
Same thing. The gangers go like, "What? It's here to kill us?" And then they
it's,
open
it's
up.
actually
on the Exterminator.
Destroy One's turn. Oh no,
Oh.
no, it can't be because he just stunned.
stunned.
He just stunned him. He should be at 8. Okay, yeah. You want them to shoot Destroyer 2 or the Exterminator?
No, Exterminator.
Okay.
They're like, "Oh no!" So all, what is that? Four people are now shooting him.
Full auto on this.
Mercenary 3 is by himself, but then now it's 3 people. Yeah. Just trying to imagine
So
this
okay, so this is actually a -3 because he went full auto, but so that doesn't really matter too much. 36, and then his So everything's worked in already. So 42 damage minus 3, 39.
Well, that's
damage.
better.
Let me see what his soak is for piercing on the left arm. Whew. It's 12, so it's 27. That's enough to give him a wound and an injury. Yeah, so these guys with these Mac 10s turn on this huge Exterminator and just unload, and it just like starts ricocheting off his body, and you see like fluid fall out, start leaking, etc. Gang leader is not compromised. He doesn't know what's going on.
I mean, emotionally he might be.
Yeah,
We don't
he's gonna move one for to get an
Evil.
angle. I think he can still shoot. Is there anybody? Yeah, he's still up. Oh no, War Eagle's up.
Yep, War Eagle's going to... Now, he can tell who's under control based on what they're doing in the immediate vicinity.
You don't know why they're shooting the things, but they are.
Yeah, he isn't quite sure why they're doing it, but he's not going to let that opportunity pass. And the one person who seems to be in charge, who is unaffected, he's going to go 3 spots. And
You
try
could like
and engage
charge
him.
too, you know.
Remind me what
You
charge
can't. You
is?
can't. It's a
No.
light. It's a light weapon. You can't charge with your fist.
All right, he's gonna run up and just kind of face me as he runs towards him.
Okay, so that's 2 AP. Vitae's like, stop moving. All right, who's up? Exterminator. 1 second. Give me this couple minutes.
Yep.
I was about to say, the only good thing about robots is if there's people around we can use against them.
Yeah.
It's
If
the
all
only
the
thing.
gangers die, we'll just throw the civilians at them, wave after wave.
Oh no.
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 They were bluffing. Not
Worried,
one of
yeah.
these civilians got shot. Yeah.
Yet.
All right, sorry about that.
Yeah,
Exterminator.
probably spattering. I would imagine.
Yeah, he just shoots at War Eagle, not caring if he hits the other guys or not. I mean, he doesn't give a
Well, it's not
shit.
War Eagle's turn?
He
because
moved.
War Eagle moved. That's
Yeah.
right, I remember now.
Hold on, opening this character sheet.
So the
spinning.
lowest is 830 at 8?
No,
7?
it's 6. It's 6.
Six?
623.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yep. Exterminator and gang leader.
Oh, hold on. What's my range with this? Okay, hold on. This has been set up for a while, so he's going to use his mounted flamethrower on his shoulder.
So when Zen is dead, can I play Exterminator?
Exterminator is just a PL3 character.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
custom made for me. I love it. It's great.
Okay, so he's going to use his flamethrower, which will hit everybody in that cluster.
Wow.
I
Complete
think.
this card.
What is the spread on it? Hold on. I think it's just adjacent. Won't get Vitae. Where is the? All right. What? Oh yeah, I'm in the wrong. Okay. Mounted flamethrower. War Eagle.
Well, my clothes are going to be burnt off and I'm going to be naked again.
Okay.
That's okay.
6.
I'm sure you look great.
2, 3, 4, 5. That is medium range. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Gotta. Okay, it does hit. 4, 14, -3, 11 damage. You have no. I don't think it's gonna hurt you.
That is below, I believe, my injury level.
It is, yeah. But everybody else. So what's your? It's gonna hit them for a lot harder because yours is 14. Oh no, yours is 24. I'm checking their base defense. Is what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
So this is 24. This guy's is also 24. So it hits him the same. 11's enough to give him. Am I looking at this right guy? Yeah. Okay. He gets an injury. 1 injury for that guy. Sorry, it's just a bit to go through. This guy is a minion, so he's going to die immediately. So yeah, this flame just juts out all over around you, War Eagle, and the leader next to you. You're also running, so it wouldn't even be that high. So the guy kind of gets that guy on the pant leg burning a little bit, and he just screams out, but the worst of it does not appear to have hurt you. So he's at 9 now, and gang leader is actually up. Man, with that, I'm gonna have to do a courage roll. It's like getting shot by his own dude. Courage, challenging. No, he runs. Do you attack him as he starts to run off?
Hell yes, I do.
Okay. Go ahead. It is with a hardship. Remember, we keep forgetting that.
Okay.
Opportunity attacks are with a hardship. $53. That's over his wound threshold. Double. It's over his mortality threshold. I think 53, 57. Does he have bludgeoning? I'm sorry, you don't have any idea of the sheets up on my 53. He has no armor. So I'm gonna make a death roll with him. It's got to be to 53. Oh, he does.
Oh, he has bludgeon armor.
He does not.
Wouldn't he have to beat a 57? Well, I guess he'd beat a 57
Oh,
too.
no, he does. Well, it's tie, so he dies.
Oh, well then.
So how do you?
Well, he knocks out.
As he
gang
turns
leaders
to
die.
run, as he turns to run, War Eagle, still confused over what's going on and the fact that he's on fire, the gang leader, he just hits him in the center of the back, and you can hear his spine just crack and crunch, and he just instantly takes one step and then collapses onto the ground.
Yeah,
not
maybe
moving.
he lived because you should have had a -3 for running, but that's fine.
I thought I only walked. I only moved 2 spaces.
Okay, then never mind. Then yeah, he might be dead. Zen, what would you like to do? You're up.
That is a good question. What if I do nothing? What does the system do then?
You can delay for as long as you want. You can say I delay for X amount of AP or whatever.
I see. Can I skedaddle over? Can I skedaddle to here?
Absolutely.
1, 2, 3, 4. That would be another 3 AP or something like that.
If you ran it, would be 2 AP.
2 AP. Is
It's
that,
it's halved rounded up.
and that's enough distance, right, to get these guys? Yeah, it is. But still far enough away that it wouldn't be super easy to shoot me.
That's correct. Plus,
Cool.
nobody has any idea what kind of a threat you are. You know.
I'm not a threat. What are you talking about?
Right.
I'm an old, barely visible man.
Exactly.
That's it.
How long does phase last in combat?
Doesn't it only last 5 AP?
Yeah, so you're not phased anymore.
Yeah, I'm not phased anymore, so that would be something I should do soon again.
Mercenary 4, they are, I think they're...
Oh, 10! 10 AP.
Okay, so you're still okay for a little bit.
Yeah.
For 1 more AP.
Yeah.
So, what do we got here? 834, that's the highest, right? Okay. So Mercenary 2, they're gonna...
Beat the crap out of Mercenary 1.
Oh yeah, they're still... I'm just gonna hold the grapple, since you wouldn't want to hit them, right?
Well, I would want to incapacitate them,
Oh,
so I
you
would
wanna
like not to be a
incapacitate- okay.
stalemate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then they
like
would.
a chokehold or something.
Yeah, they can try to keep beating
If they have tasers, tase them.
Yeah, they don't have that, but they get 2 benefits, don't they? We just did grappling
Maybe?
rules last night. And
Yep.
There's
2
3 of
benefits.
us, 3 on 3. 15.
Looking good.
This guy's got a hardship.
Nope.
10.
And that also costs
Yeah,
some
they
AP.
take damage, right? So that kills, it knocks out one of them.
Nice. And that means Mercenary Group 1 also took AP to try and dodge, right?
That's right.
Love it.
That's right.
Prankster, never say I did anything for you.
Fair enough.
Taking care of the firing squad.
Thank God.
Yeah. Shit.
Okay. Destroyer 1.
Uh-oh.
Actually, with Behemoth kind of being incapacitated a bit, they turn their attention. But to who?
The mercenaries that are acting like...
I haven't shot him. But they
no,
possibly...
the ones behind him have,
I
though.
think. You're right.
The one behind him has. They're going to turn
Yeah.
and shoot because they just
Group number
know.
4.
This laser.
Can't trust the Cylons. Fucking posters.
Oh god,
Oh,
he
minus
missed.
7.
He
Wow.
missed completely. It's a good day for humanity. Yep, Destroyer 1 misses. We go to the guys that they're shooting at. They shoot back very carefully.
With a hardship. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fires a laser.
How many more are there? Two.
Well,
Two
there's a
benefits.
laser.
They hit.
Hey.
17, 14. That's 14 minus whatever their piercing defense is. 8. That's not enough to hurt them, but
Wow.
takes their turn.
Dang it. Worth a try.
Gangers 1. They're against they're the ones that hurt the Exterminator. They're gonna shoot again.
100%. Yeah. Because now they've seen the people in front of them got incinerated. They really believe that the robots are there to kill them.
He's big, doesn't he? Take
Yeah, well, it's already factored in. It's
yeah.
factored
I was
into
just
his
thinking
base
ahead for
defense.
myself.
Yeah, it's factored in. That's 15 damage minus. That's not enough to hurt him. That one isn't.
Plink,
Yeah,
plonk,
that-
plink, plink,
Yeah,
plonk.
exactly. Which not one. Madison, I think you're up. Move 1.
So I'm at, yeah.
9. You're still almost. I think you're almost up now. Zen. Yeah, Zen's up first.
Well, I'm gonna
Oh.
aim anyway, so you can just put me up at. I mean, I'm gonna concentrate.
Concentrate.
just put-
Nice.
yeah, see.
Excellent. Okay. Okay, Zen, you're up.
Mind control mercenary group 1.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Powers, psyche. These dudes. Did that not work?
Not seeing it.
That's I clicked through everything. Maybe I did it too fast.
Yeah, if you do it too fast and the 0 doesn't pop in the field, then it'll break.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Sorry about that. Did not
that's fine.
know. Today I learned. Click, click.
Fortitude. No,
Yeah, absolutely.
got it.
There you go. That's a good roll.
Now the guy is being grappled, and he doesn't know what's going on.
Rise, minions!
Right. Exactly.
They can stop fighting now. They're all friends again.
All right, Behemoth. Finally, you're up, man.
Okay. So yeah, Behemoth gets his wits about him, and he's gonna. So can I use an interact action to self-transmute my strength as well, or can I only have one or the other going on?
No,
at
you can do
one
it.
time?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay. And then can I also do a standard attack against
No,
Destroyer 1?
you have to do one or the other.
Okay. So then I'm gonna first thing I'll do is use the interact action to get buff and increase my strength, which will offset my dexterity.
What's the AP that lasts for? Just so I know.
10 AP,
Okay, that's fine.
and it's 1 AP to activate.
Interact is interact is 1. No, interact is 2. 2 AP.
Oh, my bad.
What is that lower strength?
It lowers dex.
Okay, so you're lower dex now. Okay, let me change that on your. So you're now at 11. I think your other one is off now. Your endurance. Because it's 11 AP now, so your endurance is going to be down and your agility is going to be up. So let me put a token marker on here. I wish you could do double digits, but you cannot. I don't know. What about this one? Okay. Alright, so it's Exterminator's turn. He's going to shoot... oh, man. He's just going to shoot a beam. I would feel bad about knocking out Slip again. I would really feel bad about that.
I mean, she did run up to
I'm
War Eagle.
concentrating.
This massive chest wound's feeling better. Bzzz.
Oh god, 26, 40. What is your? You have no defense to that, I'm sure. To the torso. That's a wound and injury.
For who? Me?
No, War Eagle.
Oh.
He shot War Eagle. Let me just write it down so when you heal it next turn. Chest 40. Yeah, you're just like this incinerating burn on your chest.
Matching burns.
Yeah.
Agonizing pain, and it's Vitae's turn.
War
Oh
Eagle.
no, it's not. It is. Yeah, go ahead. You can describe what. it's like.
War Eagle, as he takes the beam, his shirt is already singed. Now it has a huge burn hole in it from this thing shooting from Exterminator, and he just kind of like rips the shirt off, and he's like, "Is that the best you can do?"
Amazingly enough, as you say that, the destroyer next to you is going to shoot you with its wrist laser. Benefit. 12, 24. Leg strike, 21. That's an injury. Yeah, you're just getting burnt very bad right now. That can't be healed.
Can't be healed?
It's an injury. Well, it can't be.
Yeah.
It can't be regenerated. Put that way.
Right, can't be regenerated.
Bad turn. Vitae, now it is your turn.
Well, let's see if I can get this shape to work. If not,
You
You
can
get
do
a
it.
benefit.
then I'm just gonna start healing people.
Can you do dexterity, or is it just strength?
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
So he gets what?
2 points of strength.
Okay.
Nice. Cool.
Is
She
it
can
strength
she
or
can do
be
anything.
any
She's
physical?
casting a spell.
Do dex. Whisper, whisper.
Well,
Make him smarter.
you should say that. I don't want to be stronger.
I've been strong all my life. Make me smart. Okay. It is. There's a bunch of 11s, so bear with me. Mercenary 2. Do you want him to let go and attack the destroyer?
No, they all. Oh, actually, yes, because that's closer, right? Yeah, they all, whatever position
Yeah.
they're in, they all realize, actually, we're not our enemies. It's the destroyer that needs to die. So they all grab their weapons and start shooting the destroyer with hardships, please.
Yeah, I think Mercenary 2. This is his last one that he's controlled.
It's possible? I don't recall.
It's been 9.
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
So 2 benefits, 3 additional mods, 1 hardship, medium range.
I need to take out that destroyer. Can they finally do?
That's-
How is
that's-
what?
I think those things are really quick. Is the problem?
But it's a -14, -6, -19, -28.
Yeah.
Like, how
Okay.
many
So
options is there
so
in there?
the first -14 is what is it? The hardship, and then the -6 and -9. Hold on. Now I'm a little confused. No, I don't know. The -28 is its base defense for sure.
That's what I thought.
Then the -14 should be his hardship. But I'm getting like a wound. Like the minus. Oh, the -6 and the -19 is range. So yeah, that makes sense. It goes plus. So the first one is his hardship. The next is the range penalties. So at medium range
Wow.
you get 2, and then base defense.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah, it's
Basically, those hardships, 2 of the 3 exploded.
yeah,
Ah, okay, so it was bad luck.
yeah. That's
Yes.
fine.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Because I'm considering just throwing them at the robot.
Now
Jesus.
it's Sin's turn. Oh
Read
no,
my
no, I'm
notes
sorry.
roll.
It's not. I'm sorry. My bad.
I'm on 12 actually. I
Oh,
don't
who,
think so, yeah.
who did I just increased somebody on accident? That's the wrong person. I'm so sorry. Okay, he's at 12. Okay, Mercenary 2 is at 14. Destroyer 1 now, who is next to Behemoth, is going to actually. It doesn't really actually. Yeah, it's going to shoot back at Mercenary 2 at this point, I think.
I mean, that's okay. Not for Zen, but, you know, in general.
It missed. Damn. These guys are fast, too. Yeah, he misses.
Okay.
Mercenary 4. This will be his
Fire!
last one, too. He's going straight at Exterminator, obviously.
They previously had been trying to kill Destroyer 1, but Exterminator would be easier, right? Because he's right next to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Open up on Exterminator, because he's the one that's seen now physically. Like, maybe Zen has seen him just, like, blast the shit out of people, and so he redirects Mercenary 4 to just aim right up.
He's point blank adjacent to 40.
Nice.
That's going to be
Good.
good. 52 damage. Oh, man. 52 damage minus 12. That's 40 damage. Not quite enough for a mortality threshold, but enough to give him a wound and injury.
Nice. Death by 1,000 cuts. Bullets.
That's that guy's done. Gangers 1. They're also controlled. They're going to shoot Destroyer 2. With their Mac. Oh, they've been shooting the Exterminator. He'll keep at it.
Yeah.
$17. That's not going to be enough to hurt him. Alright, Behemoth. You're up.
Behemoth is gonna yell, "I'm gonna knock you out!" and he's gonna try and punch Destroyer 1.
Okay, you can do that. So it. So, all right. So go ahead and roll your hand-to-hand. Or actually, you should have in your combat menu. You should have hand-to-hand. Yeah, try that.
Okay, do I add any hardships?
No, everything, your wounds and injuries is all worked in. Yeah. So if you hover over it, you got -6 for your 2 injuries, and -3 apiece, and then your hardships are -5 and a 6, which is a D10 exploding. So that's pretty good for you.
Gotcha.
39 plus 4. So you do have crushing too. So you're at 43. Let's see what its bludgeoning armor is. Bludgeoning armor is 8. What did I say? 43. So you're at 35. 35 is enough to give it a wound. Oh, but it's crushing.
Yeah, it's crushing, so it's only half, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not going to matter, but yeah, it's not quite going to matter. Let's see, 43 minus 4, 39. Yeah. Yeah, not quite going to matter. If it was 42 or higher, it would have, but that's enough for a wound. Oh my god. Destroyer had wounds already set. Oh no. Okay. It couldn't hit anything. Yeah, so how does it look as you punch this thing right in the chest? It, like, crushes its chest plate, but it still stands.
Yeah, I picture like the metal like crumpling as his fist like hits it super hard, and he kind of like gets back into a boxing stance because that's what he's used to.
War Eagle, what would you like to do?
If I put Exterminator between me and Destroyer 2, is Destroyer 2 able to shoot at it due to its size? At me due to its size?
Shoot at you?
So basically...
Oh, yeah, he can hit you. Yes, absolutely.
Like here.
Yeah. Can Destroyer 2 shoot at you?
Yes.
No, it would take some massive hardships.
Alright, well, that's what I'm going to do. That's 3 AP right there for a run.
Okay. You want to regenerate?
Oh, yeah. I definitely do.
You got to beat a 40, I think is what it is.
Yep.
Okay, I'll just remove it. But go ahead.
You never know. You never know.
You never know, but I'm removing it.
You can regenerate more than 1 wound a round, right?
No, he cannot.
Nope.
No one can.
Oh, I thought that the 3rd level of regeneration let you do that.
I believe you only can re-roll failures on level 3.
I'm
Okay.
redoing that whole ancestry trait anyway. Mercenary 1. guess they'll shoot at Destroyer 1 too.
Yes. Please. With a hardship not to kill Behemoth.
Yep. Hell just happened, sorry. Smatter. Miss.
Oop.
Alright. Zen, you're up.
Can I crawl to this space just on my hands?
Yeah, change postures.
Just
Free action.
crawl,
I
just-
think. That's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can move
just-
one. It's fine. Yeah.
I just need to peek out because my range needs to be 10 again to recast on these two fools down here.
Yeah. Let me change it.
Soonish.
They would be done. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just doing whatever I can to get back in range, which is that one move.
Cool. All right. Exterminator's turn. Oh my God, this is gonna be interesting. It's gonna shoot at War Eagle, point
No.
blank.
Well, I hope you have another character concept.
Oh, I'll be fine.
Oh wait, it has power. Hold on, let me see what this thing does.
Uh-oh.
Power Fist. What is Power Fist?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, it's not that good. We'll do Palm Laser. Oh no,
Yeah.
it's too hurt.
Woohoo!
Yeah, just how do you move out of the way?
As he runs behind it, Exterminator kind of rotates its upper torso and its palm aims, and War Eagle anticipates as the light comes from his hands and he ducks, and it harmlessly burns into the concrete next to him.
Now you're up, Zen.
Mind control!
Yep.
Everybody who isn't. I can do 5 targets, so I re-mind control everyone. Just might as well do a nice refresh.
Sure. That's a good idea. I think this guy's at 6, so just keep it all correct.
Click on someone. Here we go. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm not even going to bother rolling Fortitude because I know they're going to fail. Okay, that gets them all, so let me throw the markers back up on them.
I'm John Connor. I'm telling them to rise up against the machines. They've seen the movie. That's it for
What's
me.
the network on that? I can't. That's like bugging me now. The John Connor net, Skynet. Duh.
Skynet? Yep.
There you go. All right, so you think you have them all on hand now? All right. Destroyer 2. Make sure, because I had them. This guy has not been hurt. Oh man. My destroyers had wounds and injuries on them pre-battle that I didn't clear.
Well, it's just shoddy craftsmanship. It's fine.
It is shoddy craftsmanship. That's right. Destroyer 2. It's gonna walk around here. It just walks slowly. Doesn't care. It's at 17. And Vitae, you're up.
She doesn't want to really get that close to the big robot. So kind of keeping an eye in that direction. She's going to run over here, get behind Behemoth. And she's going to... Yeah, I mean, it's less than 10. I measured it out. She could get to, like, there. Like up there if she wanted to.
Okay. How many?
But even let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yep.
There's just so many things in this. Okay, so it looks like it is Gangers 1. They're gonna shoot at Exterminator with a hardship.
Please.
I forgot to hit the hardship button, but I'll just do it. D10. Okay. Let's see. Let me see if they missed. They did not miss. It is a hit for 8. That's not enough to hurt it, though. It's going to be soaked. So they're at 17.
Maybe I should walk him closer. We'll see.
Good.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to get really close, but you could. Destroy 1 is up now. Not liking to be hit. It's going to just do a point-blank shot at Behemoth with its wrist laser.
Monstrous.
Yeah, you're not good at dodging. 36, 33, minus whatever your piercing is. Oh no, other. It's other. It's not even piercing. It's a wrist laser.
Oh, so then it's just -4, I think.
Yeah, -4. What did I say it was? 36, 32. That's another wound, which you cannot take. You can take the injury. So, you need to make a falter roll. So go ahead and give me a stamina roll. And you gotta beat 30 what? 36 -4, 32. No. Yeah.
Oh man, I rolled terrible.
How is it as you fall unconscious? As this thing shoots you again?
Yeah, so Behemoth gets hit with a wrist laser, and he just getting ready to box this thing again, and just, the laser hits him, and his eyes roll back into his head, and he falls to the ground with a big thud.
Okay, you're knocked out for 10 AP. So keep that in mind. If it matters, God, I hope it doesn't. Yeah, technically, you have that gets converted. Your wound gets converted to an injury. So now you have 4 injuries. Okay. Actually, I need to add that one to you. That one was what? Left leg. Leg 36. Yeah, you have 3 wounds, but 3 wound penalties. Or 2 wound penalties, sorry. So I'm not going to worry about you, Behemoth. I'm just going to put you at 24. That's when you can act again.
Sure.
War Eagle.
What about the mercenaries? Aren't they before me?
Oh yeah, okay. What you want you to go first since you're all on the
All
same
right,
side.
I'll go. So my strength is 7 right now, correct?
Yeah, it should automatically be in there.
All right, so I'm going to do a reckless attack and use a spend a fate point to get 4 benefits, so I convert 2 more dice.
Yep.
Does that sound
you
right?
Keep 2. Yep, absolutely.
So benefits, I don't need to enter anything.
That's right.
Or
No, you wouldn't enter anything.
well, I got to enter 3 for the. Wait, no, I don't.
No, because you're capped.
Yep.
You would just keep 2 extra die after you roll. Okay, so 36 plus terrible, 40, 44 head strike.
Well, I keep all of those dice, don't I?
No, you keep 2 extra. Two benefits for 1 extra.
Well, I should have. Oh, yep, you're.
Well,
right.
oh no, you. Oh,
Yeah.
You should. So you should have benefits because your strength is 12. So go ahead and roll. Drop 5. Yeah, go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll 2 dice, and then, roll 2 dice, and we'll keep 1. That's what you should do since you have extra strength.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so it's going to end up being 40, 45, 49. 49. Its soak is 12, so 37. That's a wound.
41, yeah, including bludgeoning, or did you already include that?
Oh, I didn't. You don't have bludgeoning.
With my hands.
Your qualities doesn't say you have bludgeoning. You sure you bought bludgeoning?
Oh no, sorry, that's just bludgeoning damage. It's just a stun.
Yeah, you have stun, so that's going to give it 1 AP. We'll do that first, so I don't forget. This might.
But it does have.
This might
yeah.
knock it out.
It does have mortal.
Oh,
That's what I.
it's a robot. It doesn't roll falter rolls. So hold on. Okay, so hold on. What was the overall damage? Help me out.
41 in total, wasn't it?
I thought it was 41. Yes, that's a wound. You don't have. You do have mortal, so it's an injury.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So is there anything else? So it's a robot, so it doesn't do falter rolls. I can't take that. That's interesting. I can take that. Can't take that. But okay, so so it has 2 wound, hardships, and 4 injuries right now because it can't technically take one because it's a robot. It can't roll a death roll, basically. Or not death roll, but a
Falter.
falter. But it's over... Oh, that I could do a death roll, though. Because that's over... Is it over its mortality? No, it's not. 41. Okay. Yeah, so it would look like this. Like that. Okay, cool. So... Let's see. Yeah, with how hurt it is, I'm just going to say that... how do you guys finish these guys off? I don't think they can do anything at this point.
War Eagle, as it shoots its laser, or excuse me, Exterminator, as it shoots its laser at War Eagle, he, with his left hand, he grabs onto its wrist and like throws himself up in a uppercut falcon punch as he hits it in the head, causing it to topple backwards and over.
And as the Exterminator falls, the Destroyers self-destruct. And just kind of limp over,
There you go.
crashing
Nice.
to the ground.
Madison had been reaching out to heal Behemoth as the Exterminator hits the ground.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll a heal roll on one of his wounds, just see if you can...
As the doc takes care of the rock, War Eagle begins to escort and direct the people to safety. Like, get out of here, go down, go, run. And then he kind of looks at the mercenaries like, what the hell are they doing? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's obvious that the mercenaries are in an orderly fashion piling up their weapons, and then handcuffing themselves with zip ties for processing.
Yeah, they just start handcuffing each other.
Mm-hmm. Politely.
And
Yeah, it's the-
Rocco, you wake up now.
Oh, my head.
Yeah, you see Madison kneeling over you. Some of the cracks in your skin are closing up, and she says, "Well, you look different on the outside, but on the inside, you're pretty much the same as anybody else, I guess."
Oh, at least there's that.
In classic 1940s male fashion, War Eagle kind of goes up to the doctor and looks down and goes, "Are you all right?"
"Oh, I'm fine. You look hurt."
I'll be fine in a few minutes. I do need a shirt again.
Well, I guess another trip to the thrift store is called for.
Zen looks over and says, "You can pick any one from these mercenaries if you like." I
Why did
apologize. I did not explain. My powers expand to mind control as well.
mind control? She looks at you in shock.
I hope you appreciate how it helped us in this case.
She kind of looks at them and the innocence, and she says, "Maybe something like that, taking away someone's freedom, their
They
sense
were
of
going to
self."
shoot women and children and innocent
Yes.
people.
Yes, I understand. She sighs and she turns away. I understand. You did the right thing, but
I had them hurt
that's
nobody.
not
Nor did I have
something
them
I
hurt each other.
take lightly.
I understand.
I mean, there's physical wounds, but the mental scars people take after something like... She says, I suppose that's a discussion for another time. Just personally, and she looks at him, I'd rather die.
He says something wise about that. Something like, those who admit fear are brave. And then,
Well,
just, again, points at the mercenaries and Eagle and sort of does a shrugging motion.
Well, yeah. If it was just us, I don't know how I'd feel, but yes, there's women and children and innocent people here. I suppose times like this call for any methods necessary.
We can talk about the moral quandary later, but thanks to Zen, all these innocent people were saved, and these mercenaries, while planning to do us harm, were no worse for wear except for those, and he jerks a thumb to the singed ones at the south of the fountain.
I'm afraid I
but
could
that
not
was-
save them.
That was not by our hands. And all these people have us to thank today for saving them and preventing this doppelganger, whoever, from killing them all.
As you
Maybe I'll have to call TK Masters at this point.
Yeah, no, but he is not answered at all. And you get the sense of something kind of behind you, and you see this strange, faceless humanoid figure, and it says, "You may have succeeded, but your friend Caius will not. He is about to die, and there's nothing you can do about it."
Such is the circle of life, and such will be your end eventually as well. And then he looks over to War Eagle and says, "Would you mind throwing a pebble through him?"
You've shown your true colors, savior, she says, looking at Doppelganger.
I would never have hurt any of them. It was only to lure you outside. And he disappears as you throw the
Ah,
pebble.
okay. Because if the pebble had bounced, we would have pounced on him immediately.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
War Eagle picks a penny out of the fountain that someone used as a wish and kind of, flicks it towards him. As he disappears, it goes where it
Right
was.
And Zen, as kind of he says that, you're like, as you constantly like think of, read people's minds, you see overhead, kind of as this is all kind of died down for a few minutes, just two figures just zooming overhead. One seems like it's on a bike, oddly enough, and one is flying. So and you just catch it for a split second, and you kind of think it might be Caius. They're flying somewhere quickly over the city.
Oh, so I could call him on a phone?
Caius doesn't have a phone. He broke his phone and never, like...
Do you want this to be a cutscene, like an ominous cutscene, or could I start teleporting after him?
That's exactly what I want you to do.
Alright. Yeah, in which case, because I can teleport about 1,100 feet per jump.
Yes.
And so as he zips by, I would try and teleport in front of him, so he might still catch me.
Yes. Zen he disappears, and oddly enough, just is gone. You're not exactly sure where.
Maybe I said, "Oh, Caius," and then poof.
Yeah.
As Zen disappears, War Eagle, seeing the self-arresting mercenaries, looks to Behemoth and the doctor and goes, "We should probably call the police. Does anyone know where the nearest payphone is?"
Yeah, about that. There's pretty much no more payphones.
What?
It's the portable phones. That's what everyone uses.
Yeah, since everybody pretty much has one, nobody really needed them anymore. So, they kind of went the way of beta tapes.
I'm sure that the police are on their way. She looks around at all the civilians.
You do hear sirens. Most of the civilians have run by this point.
Yeah, I told him to leave, so I guess we should leave then.
Yeah, unfortunately, my ride got out of here, so I'm just going to follow you all.
Madison looks like a little freaked out. It's gonna be awfully hard to avoid attention. All right, I've got a van, and she kind of points. Hurry.
I will gladly sit in the back of the van. And yeah, he just follows her.
Yeah, Behemoth, you follow with your injuries. As War Eagle contemplates the lack of payphones, and Zen appears in front of Caius for their next session.
Nice.
We will end it here on a very long combat. And I thank you guys for playing.
Cheers. Thank
Thank you for running.
How would you like to handle, like, what if the group had picked up 10 assault rifles now, and then we try to make them into money? Is that a thing in the system, or do we just avoid
You
that
could if you
altogether?
wanted to. I don't know that it would probably be. You probably would need somebody to fence them and stuff like that if we wanted to get into the.
Yeah, I'm thinking through War Eagle. He might have some old contacts or some networks. Or something.
Like some
100-year-old
in the nursing
contact.
home.
No,
somewhere.
Vindicator kind of has done that.
Yeah.
You guys didn't even get into the conversation of Amplify, but that's fine. Kind of got interrupted.
Well,
so.
Madison kind of avoided it.
Right. Right.
Yeah, War Eagle wouldn't be thinking about that. Everybody he knows was born during the age of flappers, so...
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to look at your wounds here, Behemoth, to see if...
And Flip, I also haven't told you what we were sent for, because we have entirely different set of information that has nothing to do with Doppelganger. That we didn't even communicate to you yet. Yeah.
Alright, let's see. I'm going to look at something here. I think you were... I'm sorry.
You can do it.
Man.
Wounds and injuries, 44, 30... 30. That's a terrible wound. Go ahead and go down on the... so if you go on your character sheet and you go to wound effects and click... this one's a torso. Just click on torso effect and select terrible. Start with that one. Ooh, -1 strength. And dex. Strength, dex. Okay, so that's that one. So
Before you figure those out,
Yeah.
why don't we see what I can heal?
Well, he's already been healed once in his healing period.
I can't do multiple healings in the healing period on different wounds.
You can, but he can't. He can't.
Well, that's what I'm saying is, do you want to figure it out before I roll to see what's actually going to stick around?
No, because he can only be healed once in a healing period for any wounds.
Oh.
Mhm.
I thought that you could... okay. I was sure that in other games we had people, like if you went to a healer, they would try to heal multiple wounds.
Let me look at how it's written, but I'll just do this real quick.
Okay.
Okay, your next one is going to be serious. Or moderate, whatever it's called. So this is your left leg. Yeah, it's leg. No effect. So that one goes away. Okay. So right now you're just your chest is hurt from one of the point blank laser blasts, and we'll figure it out the healing if Madison can heal you later or not. I would let you heal him at the beginning of next
Okay.
next one.
Well, I rolled my two shape, so I'd try to bump it since it's a terrible wound.
Oh yeah, I see. Okay, just do it now. It's fine. So you
Alright.
don't have to do the. Let me erase your empathy. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that.
What's the target
Jesus
number?
Christ. I think it's 40.
Okay.
Plus 2 empathy. There you go.
Plus 4.
4. Okay.
Oh my gosh, how did I get 30 with...
Wow. 3,
All
3,
those
11,
dice.
4, 9. Oh, that's not a very good roll. Okay.
None of those dice got kept? 1, 2... How's that even possible?
Drop 4. So you're rolling 9 dice. Let me look at it real quick.
Because that's only 5 kept dice.
Yeah. Which it should be. There should be. It's only 9 rolled dice. It's like that.
But isn't it keeping all the dice from my raised attribute?
You know what I think? I think it's rolling off the maximum. I think the sheet's funky. I think those rolls are rolling off the maximum instead of the current. That's interesting. Just go ahead and roll 4 more dice. You'll keep the highest. I'll have to look and see what's up with that, because this is the first time we've done a lot of this stuff, so they're not very good anyway. It's still not going to matter. That might take me a while to figure out what's wrong, but I'm almost positive that's what's happening. It's rolling off maximum and not.
I wonder if that was going on with my... Okay.
Yeah, it probably was. Okay. All right. Well, we'll figure that out. Okay. Cool.
Well, how many of those dice would it have kept?
It's gonna keep 4 more dice.
So that's enough.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, because that's 6. And then 2s, and then you have a 3 in there. Yeah, okay. So that heals them. So you get healed. Wrong sheet.
Come on, I mean, I made a healer. You gotta let me do a thing.
Let her heal. Let her heal.
You just didn't have it tonight. You were just like, here, let me get you all strong and all taut and ripply. Wah, wah.
But she gets close, and you're wearing this thrift store suit that still smells kind of like dead old man. I'm just like, oh
Dead
man,
old
I am
man.
not feeling it.
I should not have gotten you that Hard Rock Cafe shirt that reeked of like the casinos.
Alright. Okay, I think everybody's good. That's too much now. Okay.
Yeah, it's never too much XP.
No, that was not what I was thinking of. But yeah, it's gonna be 20 XP this time.
Ooh, I got some to spend.
And I
42 to spend.
That's the answer to everything.
will add it to everyone. 10. Man, I tell you who got hosed was Rocco this time.
That first
Oh, yeah.
shot just
First 2
Man.
salvos.
Getting wounded right away. Oh, it
Bad
hurts.
times, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You gotta
Good
stick
joke.
close to me so I can
Not
take care of
do
those
anything.
boo-boos.
Yeah, that's the especially those guys has semi-automatic weapons, so they can just double their damage.
I finally did do something. You were finally rolling
Yes.
like 12 dice for like 1 hit.
yeah, it was the Falcon Punch that knocked it down.
Mhm.
And I still rolled like crap, but it was enough.
You raised him, but did it work? Did his work even? That's what I want to know.
That's interesting. Because I really think that we did this before and it did work on something else.
Here, let's try
Or
this.
eagle.
Let me bump your. It could just be that attribute too. It's possible. There's a typo or
7.
something. Roll for me. Roll for me. WP. Roll hand to hand.
1 second here.
Pew pew.
You should be rolling almost 20 dice, something like that.
Wow. What?
I just
100? What the fuck?
dropped 5. Yeah, that's working. That
Yeah,
worked.
like I was looking at his other roll and it worked. So it was just something weird about.
I wonder. Let me do this. WP I wonder if it's stat advances versus stat modifiers. Here, try it again.
Hadouken. I mean, that's a punch. That's a killer punch. What the?
Okay, that worked. Okay, let me just do empathy. Do empathy, WP. Do something, I don't know. Do read person.
Something
There you go.
empathetic.
Something that I
Read
would
person.
stink at.
There you go. That worked. Huh. I
You're
wonder.
clearly lying.
Hey, Slip, do just just off your sheet. Just do shape, or not shape.
Okay.
Do heal. But hold
Okay.
on. Let me bump your empathy.
Sure.
And I wonder if it's the macro. Try.
Mm,
Which I don't know how it'd be. It would be on your sheet, so it's not macro. But I'll figure it out.
so I just rolled the essence.
I'm not seeing anything. There you go.
Yeah,
so
I
that
mean-
worked. So it must be the button, right?
Yeah, I mean that's all I can think.
Okay, I'll look at it in more detail. But I think it's the button. That's good. It makes me think the sheet's not broke, at least. Okay, cool.
Cool.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Rocco. You have no injuries, and the next finale, quote unquote, will be with Zen, Caius, and Razorback, and then it'll be pickup mission based stuff.
Cool.
Cool.